Touchdown, Canyon Lake! Holy cow!
Winters fakes, pumps, up, and good.
And Anderson gets in on the belly, Pete Rose style. Dad, have you been any prouder?
A shot off. There's Pena on a one-timer.
Oh! Back to Bowers to Mulgera. He'll launch a three at the buzzer. He got it! Oh my God! Keep on going. That one is belted deep to left and way gone.
Here comes Coburn for three. Got the big net.
There goes Bates. Bates! Touchdown! Touchdown! Welcome, everybody, to Canyon Lake Broadcasting, Voice of the Hawks, and we are here live coming to you from Wimberley, Texas, on the season opener here on the Varsity side of the ball. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Sorry we got on a little late, but we're doing everything we can within our abilities to get on there, and Darren back there is working the Starship Enterprise and getting things going with Chad, and we are up and going. We're proud to be here today. Thank you for joining us again, like I said. A lot of things going on a little bit here today. Little Wi-Fi problems, technical problems, seating problems, wire problems. But, hey, as usual, we muscle through it and get it done. We want to thank Comel ISD and Canyon Lake High School for allowing us to come out here to bring you tonight's game. Canyon Lake Broadcasting, Voice of the Hawks, Darren, and LJ's on the board as well as Chad, our 8th year coming up. This 366 show we've put on during those years, and we're glad to do that. And we're glad to have the company of the Canyon Lake Broadcasting Club. The students out there working the cameras. We'll have 2 main cameras tonight and a field cam as well. And we'll have LJ Anderson back. He'll be on the color. He missed out on the Elgin scrimmage, but we heard from him anyway over the Wi-Fi, as it were. And Darren, we back producing the show. You may not hear a lot from him tonight, but Chad,
you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
Corey, you never know what's going to happen. It's always an adventure. You know, when we do Wi-Fi inside of a metal tin can, sometimes it throws us a curve, so we're working through that.
But it's okay. We're going to get it started. The flex capacitor has been repaired, and we're up and going. So like I said, LJ, he's back from his vacation with his sons off to UT, and he's back with us as well as Chad Palmer. Chad will be running the switcher and getting your camera shots tonight, working with the students. And LJ's, we're back with 276 days since last time.
Yes, and it's nice to put the headphones back on. I mean, I got to say I'm excited. It's a little different this year because obviously I'm not watching the Twins, so I'm just a broadcaster. But believe it or not, this is where we got our start on television or on YouTube. Our first broadcast with videos was right here, and similar. We had a couple of technical difficulties, but this is where it all began when we started going live on TV, and we're back.
We are back. So it's been 270 some odd days since we had the Calhoun game down in Floresville on the area football game. I counted them up the other day, and we're moving right along into this season. A lot of change for both squads. A little bit of the same for the Wimberley Texans. They went to the state game last year and lost to Carthage 42-0. Canyon Lake last year won district, second time in Canyon Lake history. The prior first district win was in 2017. So Canyon Lake has got 26 seniors who walked across the stage and left the gridiron. And for the Wimberley side, well, they're just kind of reloaded. They had a lot of juniors and sophomores last year. Not a lot of changes on the offensive, defensive side. A lot of returning starters and their quarterback, Stover.
Yeah, Cody Stover comes in heralded after his run to the state playoffs last year, making it all the way to the state finals. And a kid that started out as a wide receiver, recall that he came into spring ball or into the summer ball going into the fall thinking that he was going to be a wide receiver or a wide out or a slot receiver. And Cash McCollum, who moved to China Spring,
he did
set Stover up to make the run that has been heralded in most state magazines talking about Texas football, coming in at number 9 on the Austin American Statesman quarterback list in the state. And, you know, he is a remarkable kid. He's got a lot of leadership. He's got a lot of guts. He played the state championship, Corey, with a broken arm.
I heard that.
He did not ask to get out. He did not notify coach or players and finished that game in a disappointing loss to Carthage, who was loaded, and beat them 42-0. But anyway, he finished that entire game. So he's got grit, leadership, good eyes, run with the football. He's 3,611 yards all-purpose, 24-41 in the pass, and 1170 in the rush. This kid's got it all, and he's going to be the stalwart, getting it out. And we'll talk about a lot more of Wimberley's offense in a second, but that's who you're looking for tonight.
Absolutely. Stover goes without question. A lot of people probably unfamiliar with that on that side of the ball. But Canyon Lake has a new quarterback, too, and that is going to be Mr. Crowder, number 12 for Canyon Lake. He had Stephen Crowder last year, backed up Anderson at the helm, and had some playing time as well. So he's got a lot of question marks hanging over his head. But we had a couple of scrimmages already, one against Cuero. And the first Cuero scrimmage, I thought it went as good as you could possibly think it was with the new offensive line we have, a lot of new faces, a very young team. We had our 8 plays. They did their 8 plays, that whole routine. But when we got into the live action quarter, 1 quarter full action, we had him up 14-12 at the end. And it was like from the practice aspects of it to that 1 quarter was night and day.
Yeah, and if you watch the film on Canyon Lake and you see the 2 scrimmages, great improvement between the 2, and naturally they're out there learning. I mean, they came back with 1 starter on offense, 5 starters on defense, and graduated 26 seniors. So, yes, there was quite the turnover. But, look, these kids are able-bodied. They got the same Canyon Lake spirit. They have been in all the practices. They worked hard over the summer. They're coming in expecting to do good things. And really showed that again against Elgin after coming out of the scrimmage against Cuero. Cuero is going to be a lot like Wimberley, more like Wimberley than what we saw at Elgin. And we'll kind of talk about Wimberley's approach to Canyon Lake tonight is what they're calling, Wimberley's calling, the road to Arlington. They make it to the state finals. They have already had 2 state championships under Doug Warren, and who's 93-43. Remarkably, they are 37-8 in the last 3 seasons. So Wimberley's coming loaded, but Canyon Lake is coming with a lot of fight. And at Battle of the Backbone, you never know what's going to happen.
That's true. Well, the Battle of the Backbone is a traveling trophy up for grabs, which is a trophy that the winner takes home. It gets some engraving on the bottom, kind of like the Ryder Cup or the one of the golf cups that gets all the engraving and the Masters as well. But Canyon Lake has won only 3 times. Last time they won was 2018 on this field, 33-14. So Canyon Lake last year fought them out to a 21-14 loss. The year before that, it was not as close. It was 20-3. Year before that, it came to 24-22. And really, Canyon Lake that year should have probably won. We had 2 seconds to go. We got to the 1-yard line and just came up just a little short from scoring. So Canyon Lake looking to do an upset tonight. It would be an upset of monumental escapades if it were. But you never know what happens on Friday nights. You may get a little nervous. Mistakes can be made, and anything can happen on any given day.
Well, I'll tell you, the most critical quarter in high school football is probably the first quarter of the first game. And everybody is just trying to get through it. All kinds of things can happen. You're trying to prevent injury. It's going to be easily the hottest day of the week, or hottest day of the season. And in this 105-degree heat, kids can cramp up. You never know what can happen. So you got to be careful. They're going to have to be careful. Watch for injuries, but also play aggressive football. Nobody's leaving anything on the sidelines. It's all going to be left on the field tonight.
It is hotter than Hades, I can tell you that right now. And our booth, in particular, the air conditioner went out as well as the Wimberley Texan broadcast. So it's a sweltering 85, 86 degrees in the box tonight, and in the box as well. A lot of internet signals just doesn't float out as easy as you usually does at our place because we have windows and windows are open here. You're in a little bit of encapsulated, sterile environment for a football game. But we did get connected, and we thank you for the Wimberley broadcast team out there for getting us a little help that we needed to give you tonight's game. Battle of the Backbone, like I said, well, Canyon Lake has 3 wins, and the Texans have the other 13 wins, 12 wins.
Yeah, and we have not had the record that we would love to have here at Texan Stadium, but, nevertheless – it's a rivalry, and we've seen these big kind of swings, where it'll be one team that'll dominate for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden that changes. Interestingly enough, 2018 was the year that Cade Stover, who is Cody Stover's brother, graduated. He went on to play 4 years at UTSA as a wide receiver. So a lot of tradition at the skill position for Wimberley. But, like I said, you never know how much fight these kids have until the first quarter of the first game, and that's going to be critical. Wimberley comes in with numerous weapons. The one to look for and the one that everybody's talking about in Texas football over the summer is Ty Thames. Ty Thames is a junior. He came in mid-season. We didn't see him last year. He's going to be wearing number 44. He moved up from JV. And I tell you, he made a heck of an impact from then on. He had 54 tackles for the year. And they say in 3 different magazines in the state of Texas that he is the hardest hitting person on the Wimberley football team. So look for him to make a difference. Obviously, Caden Romo on the lines. This guy also a baseball player. You're going to see a lot of kids on this team that play baseball and football, kids that I've scored for and have a lot of experience with. But I'll tell you, the number to watch is number 76 tonight. His name is Jackson Laballeri. And he was hurt last year.
Laballeri.
He is a big kid, 6'3", 235. He is a solid presence on that front line, and they're going to be trying to get behind him most of the night. He covers the blind side, plays left tackle, so he's kind of protecting Stover the whole game. But I'm telling you, this kid is one to watch.
Well, moving on the Canyon Lake side of the ball, and I appreciate that, LJ. LJ's got another story about the town of Wimberley, I'm sure, which we'll get to later. On the Canyon Lake side, on the rebuilding side, Canyon Lake has a brand-new offensive line. Leading the offensive line is number 75 for Canyon Lake, playing center, and that is going to be James Stevens. He's a big boy. He's probably in those 6'2", 6'3", 250 area. And on either side of him, you'll have Donovan Menchaca. He is a sophomore. Next to him on the other side, Oscar Aguilera, a senior. Didn't get much playing time, but he did get a lot of snaps in the season, so he has a little bit of experience as well. Jaden Huth is another person who you'll probably see. And on the right side, we've got Huth. And Huth this year, we wear number 77, Jaden Huth, and he may not be the biggest guy, but he's got a lot of heart, a lot of drive, a lot of grit. You talked about grit of Stover a while ago. Well, I'll give the same thing to Huth. Huth has a lot of grit, and he protects the backside as well. He'll do a lot of pulling. You'll see him out there tonight as well. So on the offensive side of the backfield, we got a lot of speed, LJ. We've got Cotrere. He's the fastest guy on the team. Ty Badger returning as well. Carter Williams, you'll see him go both ways. And I know you know Carter Williams as a baseball person and a home run hitter, but Carter Williams had 3 interceptions last year. He led the Hawks in the secondary by taking a huge interception in the Lampasas game. You'll see him tonight there. He's number 4. He is a junior. On the other side of one of the corners is Mason Pannon, and he's a senior. He'll be running down probably with some of the toughest people in the state at receiver, being some of the Wimberley Texan receivers. We'll go over them here in just a moment. But he'll be tying down one of those corners. Out in the other corner possibly will be a number of people they're taking a look at this year. Trevin Cotrere, you'll see him on both sides. He is the fastest guy. He'll be in the backfield, but also be in the secondary. So they're going to have their work cut out tonight. In the linebacking core for Canyon Lake, 40, Dylan Wunderlich, middle linebacker. They don't get any better than Dylan Wunderlich. On his right side will be Anderson, not your relative Anderson, but the Anderson we all know here, Michael Anderson, number 52. He was instrumental last year in a few key plays through the end of the district season. And on the far side, somebody that nobody really knows about, and that's number 56, you're Rusty. You're going to hear me say that name a lot. Weak side linebacker, quick, fast the ball. He'll be the guy to put the smoke on the backside blitz. So those are some of the things on the offensive defense, but looking for good things for Crowder this year.
Yeah, we are, and Crowder throws a really nice pass. He does a good job. Maybe not as mobile, however, has been able to show that he can move out of the pocket. Probably one of the critical things about this game tonight, Corey, is the way that Wimberley plays defense against Canyon Lake. And you will not see their defense line up this way any other time in the season. Not. But they're going to put 5 in the box. They're going to have a 0 technique, 0 or 1. They'll shade the center. They're going to have 2 3s and a couple of 5 and then a 7 technique on the line of scrimmage. They're going to bring up 3 linebackers, and what they do with that is wreak havoc. They blow through the line, and they are going to try to bust up a pulling guard, a pulling tackle, and defeat the play before the play ever makes.
That's true. So for the layperson out there, I understand what he's saying. So let's go back to the shaded, the 1 hole, the 0 shade the center.
No guard, 2 tackles, and a couple of ends.
There you go. That's as simple as it gets. But, you're absolutely right. They play Navarro. They've been playing Navarro for decades, and they run the slot tee. They know how to run their defense against our offense. They always have. So it's going to be a tough battle. You got a state-laden defensive entity in the Texans.
Yes.
You've got a new offensive line and some new back looks for the offense of the Hawks.
Now,
Hawks have got the work cut out, brother.
And there's a couple of things that you can do with that, though. And one of them is taking advantage of their aggression. These kids are young, so quick plays that can penetrate beyond where they're coming through the line of scrimmage and get past the rusher.
Yep.
And the other one is the pass. So, I would look to see Canyon Lake actually throw the ball more today than they have in the past. Probably trying to take advantage of getting our quarterback out from underneath the center so he can see the play develop a little bit. Quick outs, quick slants, things out to the break. Things out to the flat, and we're going to break.
Yeah, we're going to break, but keep that thought because we'll be right back. Finish what you're saying there. We'll pay a few bills for our sponsors, and we'll see you right back here in just a second.
Welcome to Mystic Quarry, a modern glamping and RV resort located near the Guadalupe River and Canyon Lake in the heart of the Texas Hill Country. Mystic Quarry Resort is designed for those who camp and those who don't, where camping is a style you get to choose yourself. Whether that's a tiny house, boho teepee, safari lodge, cabin, RV site, or tent site. Though our camping styles may differ, we believe that we're all the same in our love of the earth, water, fire, sun, and the night sky. Mystic Quarry. Seek a higher campground.
When it comes to buying or selling your home or land, Sunrise Realty Group is your team. Kim Gray, Angie Rowe, and Michaela Rios are Sunrise Realty Group with Keller Williams Heritage Hill Country. We have a proven track record of getting results for our clients, and we'd be honored to be your real estate agents. Our mission is to humbly serve our community by being helpful, honest, and hardworking agents who strive to provide the best service in the Canyon Lake area and honor God in all we do. We are Canyon Lake residents, Young Life supporters, and CLHS parents. Go Hawks, go!
Hey, this is Stephanie at Good Life Pharmacy. If you have not had a chance yet, stop on by our pharmacy and come meet our team. We are open Monday through Friday from 9 to 6 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Come check out our website at www.goodlifefarm.com. We also even have an app that you can use on your smartphones to help manage your refills and requests. You can even text us through the app and we can respond quickly to your questions and concerns. Again, stop on by when you get a chance or give us a call at 830-214-2920. Thank you so much and take care.
Hey, this is Corey with Canyon Lake Broadcasting, here to tell you about Homestead Roofing, family owned and operated by Travis Macha, where safety, quality, integrity is still in the game, serving Central Texas, Canyon Lake, and beyond. To get a free estimate, give them a call at 830-515-7862. That's 830-515-7862, or look them up at homesteadroofingcontractors.com. Voted the best by the Herald Zeitung here in Comal County. Everybody to the Battle of the Backbone. Canyon Lake Broadcasting coming to you live from Wimberley, Texas, as the shadows creep across the field to the far side where the Hawks are. Well, it's LJ Anderson doing color commentation this evening, and I'll be doing play-by-play. Darren and Chad Palmer will be producing the show in the Canyon Lake Broadcasting Club. Students out there, we're giving you the shots that they can give. We're having some technical difficulties here. It's first game of the season. A lot of little bugs to work out here. A lot of times, LJ, people just say, plug it in. Put the thing on the window and then turn that wire, and it just doesn't work. It's a lot of voodoo and black magic back here.
It's come a long way since the day I had to put my foot on the windowsill and hold the aluminum foil while holding the antennas to deck and watch the Cowboy game.
That's right.
I guarantee you that.
But we're doing the best we can. May not be totally perfect coming out of the gates here, guys, but bear with us. And being in a metal, here's a lot of things people asked me online here a while ago and on text messages. When you're in a metal building, Okay, signals don't come in and out as well as they should. So when people design these things, the people that design these booths, and you can go all over Taylor, Smithfield, new booths, you can go Alamo Heights, all those spaces that were designed, they're completely designed wrong for what we do. They're anti-production broadcasting press boxes. That's the only that's the best way I can say it. I mean, I'd rather be over in Fredericksburg, all wood, and everything floats through. But when you get in a metal box, the windows are in front of your LJ. Wi-Fi doesn't go through here. All the different little things don't work as well as they should. There's no jacks.
Never mind the fact that we're standing on each other's shoulders and I'm hanging out the window.
Yes. Well,
but other than that,
it's great. But plus the air conditioner didn't work over here either. But that's okay. We're going to get on the air. We're going to show you some football anyway. We'll do the best we can with what we have. And I tell you, there's no quitting Chad and Darren back there. I don't want to turn around and feel like I'd get knifed or something if I'm just going to stay over here with you.
Just say nice things. Think nice thoughts, Corey. Think nice thoughts.
Darren's back there just going at it, baby, and I'm so thankful to the nth degree. Well, Canyon Lake, like I said, we just left off with little comments about LJ, about the Texans. We're about to get underway. He talked about angles and talked about the secondary a little bit on Wimberley, and I've got a rebuttal to that. But go ahead where you left off, LJ.
Well, when you've got, and we're going to see it right off the bat. I guarantee you they're going to line up in that particular type of situation and come in strong to get a lot of penetration across the line of scrimmage. They know full well they've been able to watch film. They know they've got a new line of scrimmage up in front of Crowder, and so they're going to try to take advantage of that. When you have that and you have running backs like Garza, Abbott, Carter Williams, people with speed, people that can get to the line of scrimmage quickly, you can take advantage of that. And I have a feeling it's going to be quick burst type of plays that are going to really make a difference. That in a quick passing game.
Yep.
With the linebackers moved in, you're looking at a 3-high safety look. So they're basically running an 8-3. They got 8 men in the box.
That's what they run.
There is a soft middle. It is there, and it's underneath. And they have the ability to get the ball out to the flats, get the ball underneath just off the defensive end, and make some plays with that.
One of the persons we were watching during the scrimmages of the last 2 weeks was a new person, Harris Gilliam, and Crowder and Gilliam have bonded in the 2 weeks during these scrimmages with the pass. A couple of quicksants, a little out and up, little wheel routes, and it's been fruitful against the Elgin and Cuero teams. Cuero by no mistake, they're state ranked for a reason as well. And these two probably will see each other in the playoffs in Wimberley and Cuero. But we held our own. There's a lot of passes out in the flats, and like you call them, the little dink and dunks.
Dink and dunks, and I tell you what, a 17-yard pass and a 60-yard run is a 70-yard touchdown.
Absolutely.
Anyway, you slice it, it goes into the books the same way. So you don't have to take advantage of long developing plays and the long ball. You can take advantage of a short pass and get the ball downfield, and it's time from snap to the time of delivery of the ball, and it's going to be that way all night.
Well, we scored 2 times during the scrimmage on our little dink and dunk and quick slants, but he'll have his weapons to choose if he can get it out. And one of them is going to be, like we talked about, Carter Williams, multi-role, talented individual. He'll be in the offense and defense as well. Well, one of the leading rushers, preseason MVP in the district, is number 14, and that's going to be, you know who that is, James Garza, this junior. He's chasing Micah St. John for the all-time rushing record for a fullback in the slot T, and he'll have his work cut out this year. Got a lot of people in district and in non-district that are ranked within the top 25 polls, and so Canyon Lake will definitely use Garza as the bull, but it'll be accompanied again by Abbott, the number 19 returning senior to well. That's Justin Abbott, to complement him with some speed. And I'm telling you, Trevin Cotrera with that speed, look to see him on a jet sweep or a pitch out to the right side to get away from what you're talking about, LG. You're spot on.
If Cotrera gets out in space, there's nobody catching him. He is a legitimate 4.41 40.
Absolutely.
And it'll show up. There's nobody going to catch him. You just have to be able to get him in space. Garza, too, is like I'll never forget this. Coach Moses once said that James Bates is a kid that hates to be tackled worse than anybody he ever met. And I will tell you, the only person that hates it worse than that is Garza.
Garza.
He literally just hates going down.
Hates it.
Yep.
But you're right. Garza would be the meat and potatoes for the slot T offense, and you'll have Trevor Cotrera around the side. You'll have Justin Abbott up the middle. He's so quick inside those gaps. He's proven his worth and what he does, his style of running. It's quick to the hole, and Abbott can go. So look for a little bit of tight end action this year as well. See what Crowder has on the arm, and they'll be tested tonight here for well, it's about underway here. The teams are still in their tunnels or whatever, but I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Again, Mark Oberholzer allowing us to be here and choosing us to be here in our 8th year. He'll be by and say a few words, during the halftime entertainment. We will cover the Mighty Hawk Band and the Emerald Dancers in their halftime performances during halftime. But we should have a nice, good, cooler evening. It's already gotten a little cooler out there. Not much, but the shadows across the field.
It's less than 100.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah, it's a cold front.
I got fired up the other day when I learned it was going to get down to 92 on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, and we did. We had a little rain, praise God.
Yeah.
And that was nice. It's going to be so different to watch. When you're looking out on the field, just notice the difference in schemes tonight, Corey. When we line up, when Canyon Lake lines up, everybody's going to be on the line of scrimmage. I mean, it is going to be more crowded than 6th Street down there. And when Wimberley comes out, they're a spread offense. They distribute the ball. 2 receivers to look like is going to be Noah Birdsong and Nolan Wida. Number 9, Birdsong, a senior, comes in. He's really kind of a sleeper, and he's somebody that can catch the ball, has a lot of speed out in space, excellent in the corners, runs good routes. Nolan Wida, Jr., haven't seen a whole lot of him. However, he has been known to we've seen him in scrimmages, and he has really shown up as a kid that can make a difference. So that's kind of my 2 guys to be looking for, if you will, as we kind of watch out. Maybe Troy Hawley. We haven't seen a whole lot of film on him. We don't know a little bit about, but he is unmentionable. And the other person I failed to mention, but it's important to mention, their stalwart on the line, Caden Romo. And this kid's an athlete, baseball player, also a football player, really strong, big, physical kid, can go both ways and does a really good job of it.
Well, you're absolutely right. We'll have 2 different styles of offense out there, and they'll be spread out. They'll be spread to look like a toll road on Beltway 8. A lot of lanes to run through. They'll do a lot of dink and dunks, quick slants, tuttle screens, backside screens. They'll have a quarterback keep. Then they'll make a draw play. Their guards will pull one way, but they'll throw the other. That confuses the defense a lot. You're going to see a lot of that. Typical spread offense, but it's run very well here under Coach Warren. Canyon Lake has got a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator there, and that is Coach Brett Hodges, taking over where Hooper was. So Canyon Lake with Coach Hodges out there, he will have maybe a different look. I don't know. He's definitely up to the task. Very qualified. I can't wait to see what he does this year with Canyon Lake. And Bill Green will be the offensive coordinator as usual. And as always, in his 16th year is our athletic director and head coach, and that is Charlie Drum. So a lot of newer faces in the Canyon Lake coaching staff. We'll go into a little bit tonight as we go along, as Canyon Lake running out on the field as we see there. But in their dreamsicle uniforms, I'm glad to see those uniforms back. I like them.
Yeah, I like the solid whites. I mean, it's just a good look. The only difference, of course, is the green helmet, which I wish we had multiple helmets, but we don't go to school in Oregon. So it would be nice, though.
I'm never going to Oregon.
The Stormtrooper outfit that the University of Texas wears is classic, and yes, I got that in. However, I do like our shiny whites that Canyon Lake's wearing tonight.
Yeah, I do too. That's a retro uniform that brought out in 16 or 17, and we did a lot of good on that uniform. But anyway, Darren's got us going again here. We're going to go to a break real quick before we get the game started. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Lately, we've all experienced more inside our home, and our homes have experienced more of us. More dishwashing, more clothes washing, and more action figure rescue missions. And after 50 years of rescues, Mr. Reuter Plumbing Service Professionals are equipped to handle anything. We are your neighbor. You can call anytime, and we'll be there, because we've been here all along.
Hey Hawks fans, this is Faith with Elite Water Rentals. Summer may be winding down, but one thing's for sure. It's still hot in Texas. So come rent a pontoon or jet ski from us. We're open 7 days a week, and your safety and satisfaction is our top priority. Beat the summer heat. Call 210-347-3436 to reserve your time. That's 210-347-3436, or visit us on Facebook, Elite Water Rentals. Go Hawks!
We are Brookshire Brothers, selling groceries and growing communities since 1921. Giving back is how we celebrate. Your family, your town, your future. Come celebrate with us. Brookshire Brothers.
Hey Hawk fans, with Comal County and surrounding areas being amongst the fastest growing areas in the country, you need a realtor you can trust. Call Steve and Chris with Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services. Steve has lived here for over 20 years and is up to date and knowledgeable about the current real estate market here in Hawk Country. From Don Johnson Company, located in Canyon Lake, Steve is ready to assist you whether in buying or selling in our local market. If you own real estate and would like a no-obligation market analysis on the current value of your property, give Steve a call at 830-832-0257. Go Hawks!
To Canyon Lake Broadcasting as the coin flip is just about to get underway down there. We've got our team captains for Wimberley, number 51 out on the field, and that's Drew Brasher. He comes from a long line of Brashers. The coin flip there, number 15 will be Zach Patak. 77 is Caden Romo, and over there at number 19 also will be Kyan McAtee. Canyon Lake's captains are number 12, Crowder, 40, Wonderlick, and number 9 on the far side down there is Tristan Roberts. So let's see who won the toss. So Canyon Lake won the toss, and they deferred to second half. Oddly enough, last night in the freshman and JV games, Canyon Lake won the toss as well and deferred. So Canyon Lake will get on defense first, and here comes the Texan offense. And it's a high-powered offense as LJ had gone over before. Big crowd here tonight, opening night, Friday Night Lights in the town. And Canyon Lake traveling well. It's packed over there, too, and I think they're going to have some standing room as well. We're going to get our camera shots in as close as we can, as close as we can get. So now here comes the playing of the national anthem. We'll bring that in for you. Friday Night Lights are back here in Texas, across the state as well. Big night everywhere in every town and 1,300 school districts under the UIL. We're glad to be here as part of that here in Wimberley, Texas. As Hawks and the Texans get after it. The Battling Backbone Trophy is up for grabs. Currently been in the hands of the Texans for the last 4 years. If you're just joining us, Canyon Lake had won here the last time we beat the Texans 33-14 here and took it home in 2018. And that's it for Canyon Lake. They'll have their work cut out tonight. Big game for the community, separated by a little valley in old high mesa with the road running down the middle of it called the Backbone. And we sit in the stadium here at Canyon Lake. You can look right into Wimberley and see it about 8 miles off in the distance, so we're not that far away. Get that turned down for you. Back deep is number 11, Nolan Wadia. And in the middle, I believe, is number 4, and that's going to be Chase Carson. 15 on the far side of the field is Zach Patak. Canyon Lake kickoff will be from number 91, I believe. I'm not number 81. I'm sorry. And that's Jack Stracer, the sophomore.
Yeah, Jack Stracer, son of Kara Stracer.
And Jeff Stracer.
Jeff Stracer. Jeff now at Davenport. Kara is our soccer coach at Canyon Lake. And I believe the new assistant athletic.
She is a new assistant AD. Absolutely. Congratulations to Coach Stracer out there. Well, Friday Night Lights are underway, folks, and we're glad to be here. Stracer with the mom who is a soccer coach. And there do we say he pulls off an onside kick here? Is Coach going to roll the bones early?
Nah.
I didn't think so. Stracer, nice kick down, foul taken inside the 4-yard line. Out to the 15, cuts back at the 20, still on his feet, and he's brought down, number 11 with the return, Wadia. So, just like that, we've got technical difficulty there.
Yeah, Nolan Wada, we've already seen his speed right off the start, and he's a tall kid. So look for that matchup on the outside here, Corey. He's going to be on our near side, and probably look to see him work on the corners early and just test his secondary quick.
1st and 10 for Wimberley. They're at the 25-yard line. Reinhart's number 80 on the right side. He's the defensive end along with number 9 on the lower side. Quick dink and dunk pass as we talked about. Williams is there for the tackle, number 4. Pushing the pile forward, still not down. They're going to say he was forward progression, stop it after 9-yard gain.
Oh, that drives me nuts.
On the defensive side in the middle is Stevens, number 75. On the left side is Tristan Roberts, number 9. On the far side is Reinhardt. Those are your down linemen switching over at this time. Stover, shotgun formation. You'll see it all night from the Texans. Little shift by Canyon Lake. It's going to be a pat right up the middle. Good hole for the Texans, but good feeling on number 21 coming in. That's Coutrer with the tackle. It'll be a first down for the Texans.
And we've seen that. Coutrer has a nose for the football, and with his speed, he can get there quickly. You know, he's probably watching ball most of the night tonight and just trying to close on tackles.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line of the Texans. 10:55 already gone here in the first. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Stover looks around, going to keep it. Got some wheels. Linebackers close. And I'm not sure who made the trip on there, but I think it was Coutrer. Oh, we've got a little rough stuff here already. Number 77.
That's Caden Romo. And he is the anchor guy. He is the leader up there. And so, you know, he's going to establish the tone, and somebody didn't like it.
No, he didn't. He was on Roberts' backside, and I'm sure that'll go tit for tat all night. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Got an interesting story about Tristan Roberts here in a second. He's a remarkable young man.
In the backfield's Carson, number 5. In motion, here comes Wadida. Stover looks out, looks long. Got a little pressure on him. Canyon Lake's going to draw him in. Big gain of about 2, but the linebackers came in and did what they needed to do. Reinhardt's in the middle of that as well. There's Coutrer again. LJ?
Coutrer, Reinhardt's, and, you know, both of them coming off the edge is Reinhardt's and Coutrer playing out of that nickelback position, you know, kind of a hybrid safety and doing a good job of pressure.
It'll be 3rd down and 3. They'll have to make the 49-yard line. Stover, long snap. It's going to hand it off right up the middle, and Carson breaks a few tackles in that side. Williams has a chance at him, and Carson all the way down across about the 30-yard line. Let's see where they mark the ball. And just like that, Carson, he'll pick up the first down at the 29-yard line of Canyon Lake. Well, I tell you, Williams was there, and Carson broke a few tackles, and not a lot of people can outrun Williams or Coutrer of Canyon Lake.
Well, we had a lot of pursuit inside. We're going quick snap now. A lot of pursuit, and we just over-pursued the tackle just then.
Stover looking down. And incomplete, just in and out of the hands of number 9, the intended receiver.
Tipped at the line
Birdsong.
of scrimmage,
I
believe.
thought it was. I'm glad you said that.
That ball flew up. That was not an intended receiver. That was just kind of where the ball went.
Brings up second down and 10. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight out there. I know we got on a little late. We always try to go at 6:30, but there's still people filing in here on both sides of the field, and the technical difficulties seem to keep coming around. It's just part of what we do, and even the Wimberley gentleman had troubles getting online. Jet sweep to number 11, and he's going to be close to the first down for they knock him out of bounds on the far side of the field. Making the tackle was number 33 for Canyon Lake.
Number 11, that's Nolan Wida, and that's the one that we talked about as a possible show-up.
Yep.
And all of a sudden he is instantaneously making a difference. Came off the kickoff, couple of key plays.
Eli Hammond's on that tackle, one of the sophomores, one of the many sophomores. Be third down and 2. Stover rolls to the right, looks for a quick pass. He's going to go for all of it. Down in the corner of the end zone, just out of bounds. On the defense there was number 15 for Canyon Lake, and that is going to be Tristan Alexander, the sophomore. Another sophomore on the Lake side.
Yeah, and again, Stover is still trying to get adjusted a little bit. He that time he throws off his back foot, put a little air under it, but he's not distributing. He's not in state playoff form just yet.
He is not. Fourth down and 2. They're going to go for it. Why not? You're at the 20-yard line of your opponent here in the first quarter. 8:43 to go. It's going to be a little run up the middle. Quick dink and dunk pass. Nobody's there. He's going to take and run it. Can he make it across? He does. Out to the 5, and he's going to bolt his way inside the 5, right outside the 5, somewhere around the 7-yard line. First and goal for the Texans. No, you're right, LJ. It's the first game. You can do a scrimmage. You can do 2 scrimmages. But until you go 4 quarters, you don't know what you have until you do it. And anybody who's run and played any kind of sport or anything, you get a little nervous that first game.
Sure. Well, Stover's got wheels, though. That. Now you know why he gained 1,170 yards last year.
Stover out in the flats, wide open, and that pass is connected. You're resting number 56, another sophomore on the tackle. It'll be second and goal from it's probably about the 4.
11 sophomores on this Canyon Lake squad. I don't know what the league record is, but the 11 sophomores is the most I've ever seen.
That's the record, Canyon Lake. I've never seen, and I've only missed 3 games.
Amazingly young team.
It is. Building for the future, baby. And a lot of talent, though.
Well,
a lot of speed. Second and goal from the 4. Flag in the air. Canyon Lake moved. And Stover throws in. He's going to have his man and tries to tiptoe in, but does he have it? No, he's out of bounds. But the yellow hanky that went up in the air will be against the Hawk defense.
Yeah, they got a free play just then, and they almost just got a free pass. Wada goes up for the ball, and I'm not exactly sure why. He had the height on number 15, who is going to be Tristan Alexander, and but he goes up in the air, and Tristan wisely. Now this is intelligence. This is football IQ. When you get in the air like that and you're on the edge, that defensive back shoved him out of bounds. He couldn't get both feet in, and that was an incomplete pass.
It was
because of a good play by our cornerback.
Football knowledge. Those for the ball.
That's right. There's a big difference between knowledge and wisdom. That is football wisdom.
It is
right there. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put a tomato in a fruit salad.
Okay, we're just going to, here we go, draw play up the middle, touchdown Wimberley. All right, you can leave now, LJ. That's the best line you can deliver all year. Touchdown for the Texans at the first quarter. We're gonna archive that one, folks, and as the Texans get on the scoreboard here, the extra point of kick will be by number 29 for Wimberley, and that is none other than Dale Hernandez. He's a little guy with the big leg. I know that sounds kind of, maybe a little bit of hokey to say that, but he is. He's good to about 45 yards. I saw him poking some field goals as a flag is on the play. He was further out than that. Now, we got a flag. We don't know why, but they're saying it's good anyway. It must have been on Canyon Lake.
Well, one possession, one score.
Well, Canyon Lake will have their first shot at the offense, and when we return here in just a second to the kickoff. But we've got an old person. We have a fan favorite online right now that I'm going to bring up, and just gave me a text, and that is Grandpa Bill out in Mississippi. Grandpa Bill is the father-in-law of our OC. It's Mr. Bill Green, and that is Kim Green's father out there. And the Greens had put forth J.T. Green and Jeremy Green through here and played football, and he's out there listening to us, and he's glad we're on the air, and we're glad to have you on the air as well, Mr. Grandpa Bill in Mississippi.
Bowl peanuts.
Bowl peanuts. Well, back deep for Canyon Lake is going to be. It's got to be Carter, number 4, and the other person back there is Gilliam, Harris Gilliam, 0 is his number. Those are the 2 deep backs as well. Your up back is number 7, and that is going to be Caden Rodriguez. We didn't talk about him, but he's another horse in the backfield. Canyon Lake has a lot of backs in the backfield this year that are very capable. Here's a nice kick. And it's going to be taken at about the 3 or 4 yard line. Harris looking for a hole, and it got close quickly. So Canyon Lake will set up shop, 1st and 10. And for about let's see if we can get the forward progress. They're going to put him down at just outside probably the 15-yard line. Another shout out, we got Mr. Jimmy Adams. He's watching there tonight. I know he is. I can feel him on the vine. Jimmy Adams is part of the chain crew. Actually, Jimmy Adams is the captain of the chain crew on home games.
World renowned.
And we're not kidding. We're not kidding. His co-partners are Steve Yates and Howard St. John, and the backup is Mr. Baird, and that is our chain crew. They are silver seasoned and professional citizens.
And in great shape. They can move up and down the sidelines.
They can.
Extremely well.
All right, here comes Canyon Lake. Slot T, Crowder at the controls. Going to be right side. It's going to be Garza. Garza, the old bread and butter, the slot T casserole. That'll get you your standard 3 and 4, but this time it picked up 6. Be 2nd down and 4. Make that maybe 5. We'll call that 5.
That's a game plan that we kind of thought about, Corey. They immediately took advantage of a very fast front line that is trying to get penetration and ran right by him.
Gilliam in the bottom of your screen, 0. Was going to be a pass, and the door closed immediately, but they were looking for Gilliam, that's for sure. On the blitz, number 22, shutting the door for the Texans, Landon Johnson.
Yeah, and Crowder didn't really have a chance. And
no.
He spun around, and before he could even recognize his receiver, he's covered up in blue jerseys.
So it'll be 3rd down, loss of a couple, 3rd down, and we'll call it 7 as Wonderlick comes out of the game. You'd like to see Canyon Lake to get at least a couple more 1st downs and put in a little drive here, giving the defense another breather. Looking at the defense of Wimberley, there's some big boys out there. Split out is Gilliam in the slot, Williams on the far side, Garza in the bottom of your screen. Gardner rolls out, has a man open and just dropped. That was Gilliam, and he had a man coming right at him. Kind of got the alligator arms there for just a little bit, but that'll bring up 4th down for Canyon Lake.
Yeah, that's a good – again, we saw kind of a philosophy that we felt like they were going to go through. A little wheel route. They get him over on the sideline there, and, Crowder throws a good ball, gets it down in front of him. Just wasn't able to come up with a catch that time, and but they saw some things on that play. So, certainly we got a little technique to work on, but, that's a good way to start. Got to see some plays that are going to work.
All right. Well said, LJ. Garza. He'll kick this one in, no air. It's going to be short unless it takes a good roll, and it does not. It does a backspin. Oh, man. If I can only get my sandwich to do that.
Well, that's a 10-yard punt.
That is what they call the 10-yard punt. You're exactly right. So Wimberley will have excellent field position when they take over here. 1st and 10 from the Canyon Lake. We'll call it the 26, 27-yard line when you put that ball down.
Yeah, when you punt a ball and it goes end over end like that, there's any number of things that can happen, and half of them are bad. It is just you just don't know how that's going to bounce. And it puts Canyon Lake in kind of a precarious position, Corey.
1st and 10 for Wimberley. 7-0 here, 6:19 to go in the first quarter. Canyon Lake looking to have a defensive hold, bend but don't break mentality as Stover is by himself in the backfield. Twins left and Twins right. Stover drops back, looks to the right side, pump fakes, and shakes that one off. And here comes the defense, and he's going to try to throw it in the grass. And they're going to call him in the grass, or is that incomplete? I got to believe he was in the grass. Come on.
Nope, they're going to rule it an incomplete pass.
Oh, well.
I'm telling you what, Carson Reinert's played that as well as any defensive end in high school ball. He paused for a second, let that guy flatten out, and was able to get an angle on him around the edge, came up on the backside and wrapped him up. That is an excellent job by Reinert's just then.
2nd down and 10. In the backfield is number 5. That's Carson. Carson with lead block up the middle. He's got lots of room. Gets a block from his inside guards and tackle. He'll be close to the first down. Varsity on the stop along with Wunderlich, as well as Anderson, 52. It's going to be a first down for the Texans at the Canyon Lake 16-yard line. But I like to see, LJ, what I like to see is we're getting pressure on Stover.
We are.
We are. I didn't really think we'd get that much pressure right up front, but we have got some pressure and made him get a set of happy feet, if anything. Carson again, leg tackle, and that's number 30 or number 80 on the stop. Reiners again. You just mentioned him, LJ.
Reinert's is winning the pad level game on the edge. He is playing an excellent job. His technique is fantastic. A tall kid, pretty strong, but his technique is what's showing up to right now, and he is doing a good job on that edge. Able to get underneath the pads, kind of slip underneath, and make that tackle from the backside.
Out goes Aguilar. In comes Steven at the nose guard, number 75. Twins in the backfield. Twins to the right for Stover. Going to be a quarterback keep up the middle. Here comes Canyon Lake, and look who it is. Number 33, Eli Hammonds, a sophomore, making a statement. Be a loss on the play for the Texans, about a yard.
That is a big play for Eli Hammonds. He does a good job. You know, they didn't pick him up, but he picked up the football very quick, and most importantly, made the tackle. You know,
leg tackle.
A lot of times you see him get in there like that, and then all of a sudden
here comes trips right. Look for maybe a bubble screen over here by the Texans. He'll roll that way, and Stover's going to look. He's got plenty of room to run. He's trying to direct traffic, and too late. Should have not held on for so long, and he's going to get about a yard out of that, but it's going to make a 4th down at about 6. I got to believe Stover. That was the wrong thing for Stover to do. He could have threw it out of bounds. He could have done a number of things.
He was trying to direct traffic. Wunderlich reads that and comes up.
Boy, does he.
And does a great job of getting pressure. Followed up by Tristan Roberts, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Who came in behind that and did a good job of backside pursuit.
Yep. 4th down and 6. In the backfield, number 14 as well, and that's Lineweber with Carson. Stover, 2 to the left. Oh, and Stevens, free play, and it's going to be out of bounds. Number 75, the center and nose guard. That's going to give him a 5-yard penalty, and it's going to put him close to the first down. Oh, you just want that one back, and now all they have to do is do a quarterback sneak up the middle to get that ball. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you know, that was not
football wisdom.
No. It was – I mean, you know in the first quarter, these kids, they have waited 277 days to play football again, and they're just amped up. So, we'll get another shot at it.
4th and goal with about a foot. I would suspect they're going to run this with Stover, and he's going to get it in more touchdown. And one mistake begets a touchdown for the Texans. And, you know, you live and learn on those mistakes for a young team. So, like you said earlier, we talked about Stover not getting ready, not throwing, you know, as he normally would. He was a little, you know, been out of shape for being the first game as well, wasn't on his timing. Well, that happens on both sides of the ball.
Yes, it does. And to be honest with you, though, Corey,
extra point is good.
On that play, Stover could have scored if it was 4th and 95. There was nobody that touched him. And in space, Stover can prove to be pretty quick himself.
He is quick, absolutely.
You know, it's interesting because we look at this team that Wimberley has that we knew last year they had a lot of speed on the outside. This year they've got speed in the interior. You know, for years, I think 3 years, we were threatened with their big guy, Moses Ray, who was absolutely fantastic and could run the ball extremely strong. He was extremely hard to bring down. It's like taking an 18-wheeler to a drag race. But this year,
there's some fast dragsters that are 18-wheelers. I was watching the Redneck Channel not too long ago.
That's
I like the woman. I like the woman. You got the jet engine in the back. So. Anyway, we digress.
Big and little Enos Burdett.
That's right. Kickoff time here. Back deep are our speedsters, Harris Gilliam, and number 4. He'll take the ball, slips up a little. Oh, the fumble on the play. Texans recovered. Another mistake by Canyon Lake.
And, Carter did a really good job of getting to the inside. He had a seam. He got turned around just a little bit.
You got to protect that ball. Keep it up high. They teach him that all the time. And when you don't, these things happen.
Well, kick is his hand in. He got turned around a little bit. He's all right. He's all right. I mean, all of this is just, shake it off, go to the next play.
Well, bend but don't break. First down at 10 for Wimberley at the Canyon Lake, about 16-yard line. Right up the middle is Carson, and Wonderlick hit him up high, but he just bounced through.
Yeah.
And it'd be a nice gain there by Carson.
Yeah, it went, again, good penetration. I mean, we're seeing things that coaches are going to love to see.
Flag on the play in the backfield, so.
Wonderlick getting up in the interior and had a shot at a tackle. Came at him a little bit high. Carson spins out of that and able to make a few yards.
Here's the call after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense.
Yeah.
That will back the Texans up 15 yards.
And those are the mental mistakes. First of all, you're in the heat. Second of all, it's the first game. Third, it's against your arch rival. I guarantee you there may be some talking going on.
I would think so. I wouldn't think it's the pen pal version.
No, it's not love notes.
So it'll be a first down repeat, but it'll be first down in about 20.
Yeah.
So Canyon Lake has got a call in their favor over here. Not that they haven't had one, but this bodes well for the defense. Look for the receivers to get in the action here from Coach Warren. Stretch out the field a little bit for his receivers. In motion, number 11, Waddy. Stover looking that way, pumps fakes, has a man got a rush in his face. Oh, and tip just out of bounds. Uresi, number 56, the sophomore, making it a little bit difficult for number 4, and that's Larry to catch the ball. Good defense by the undersized but quick and determined Uresi.
Excellent job. Again, though, Carson Reinertz is in the backfield in Stover's face. I don't think he was expecting anything off that edge. And Reinertz is winning that battle, folks.
He is. Third down and the same 20. 2:51 here in the first. Canyon Lake down 14-0. Looking to stop here. Maybe get a fumble or an interception. Stover looking for something quick out of the pocket. He's getting rushed. He has a man down there up. He caught it. Still on his feet, number 9 with the reception, and that's Birdsong. He's about 6'3", and we puts his arm up. He's about 7'10".
Yeah, Birdsong, the other receiver that we talked about that was going to have an impact on this game. And, we weren't really sure what we were going to see out of Wimberley's wide receivers. But Birdsong goes up and high points that thing at about 8'5" and pulls it down. And
fourth down, they're going to go for the 3 points. The extra point, the 3-point attempt is going to be made by 29. Here's the hold, the snap, the kick is up, and plenty of leg, and that went through. Nice kick by number 29. We talked about him earlier, and that is Hernandez. We was pushing out 45 to 44-yarders during the pregame, so he's got a good leg in there, and Canyon Lake didn't get another 7 hung on the board. Way to go, defense. Well, looking back here, I got Chad and Darren steadily going at it, and I'm not even going to pretend to know what I'm looking at over here because I don't have my glasses on that far. Here's an update by our lead engineer.
Yeah, I had a few technical difficulties. We lost a couple of cameras due to the box that we're in. So we're having to go with 2 shots. We apologize for that.
That's all right.
And had some other minor technical things. Can't do some of the things that we'd like to do. But nonetheless, we're on the air, and you're getting to see plays. That seems like an accomplishment at this point.
Well, exactly. I mean, believe it or not, it's our first game of the season too, folks.
Yeah.
So
I didn't get the Jimmy leg, though.
I think I did.
yeah, you have. You've been walking around here like Richard Simmons doing a freaking jazzercise.
Hey, don't bring up the Chia Pet. We're not doing that again. Fair catch called by Williams. I'm sorry, Harris. But, yeah, we won't do the Bob Ross. We're not doing Bob Ross Chia Pet again. We already did that. We got to think something new. We did the ShamWow. We're not giving away your Encyclopedia Britannica this year.
That was classic.
That was. We're not doing the we did the Richard Simmons Chia Pet. We're not giving away that year. But we are doing the fall charcuterie, guys. The traditional fall charcuterie.
We'll do that.
We can do that.
We also have some knife sharpeners.
We've got some prizes to give away, guys, so y'all hang on. We've got pictures of this thing. Where's this thing at?
It is up on the.
Is it on the screen?
Right
Look at
there,
this thing.
Right it's you got it.
That is a medieval dungeon Iron Maiden.
No.
It's the Warthog. It's the Warthog.
I was able to get one of these. Courtesy of Capital Farm Credit.
Yeah, David Harrison.
David Harrison, if you're listening.
Yeah, he's listening.
I was gifted one of those, and I'm telling you, I use it all the time.
I can't wait to learn how to do it.
Of course, I use the ShamWow, too.
1st and 10, Canyon Lake. Getting a 34 power and give it to Garza and get it about 3 yards the hard way, but that's what you want out of the slot T offense, 3.5 yards 3 times. But we'll make it maybe almost 4, so we'll just call this 2nd down in a long 7. But, no, that knife sharpener I saw last year, and I didn't want to touch it. I might cut myself. I haven't been trained, or I don't have my 481 series signed off on operational use. Well, it'll be 2nd down, and Stevens comes up to the line of scrimmage. Canyon Lake would love to get something downfield here in the first quarter. It's going to be cut up the middle, and that's Eli Hammond's number 33. And Hammond's, the young sophomore, having a good game so far on the defense and the offense. As the clock rolls down to about 1:24, pick up of another 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Hammond's doing a really good job of keeping his feet. He had a little slip kind of at the line of scrimmage. Might have been able to get more yardage out of that, but he slips coming through the line, able to keep his feet, get positive yardage out of this. This is a big down for Canyon Lake. One thing we haven't talked about, Corey, is field position. And right now, Canyon Lake has been backed up like an all-cheese diet for most of the game.
Gilliam in the lower bottom of your screen. Crowder's going to roll out to the right side. He's going to give it to Garza, and it's just not there. He might make a yard, but that's it. The pinch was on. Linebackers flooded, and that hole was closed very quick. Cody Phillips, number 55, there on the defense. So Canyon Lake will have to draw back and punt, and hoping to get one downfield. Canyon Lake has not got – this is their farthest penetration upfield of the game so far offensively, as 30 seconds begin to wind down here in the first quarter. Now watching, bad snap, bad hold. Can he get it off? And Garza loses the handle on not a bad snap, but a missed reception there by we got another technical difficulty somewhere back
we're
here.
Good. We're fine.
Okay.
You just talk.
Garza, he just lost the handle, LJ.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and again, like I said, backed up like an all-cheese diet. We have found ourselves inside the 20 all night so far. You're just looking for something to kind of break them loose and get them out in midfield so that they got a little room to not be conservative and do some more things on offense. I know Green is kind of fighting up from behind, with his back up against the wall, working really hard to make a difference there. But it just a couple of unfortunate circumstances.
Timeout has been called on the field. Yes, you're right. Induced mistakes in the first year, little nervousness. Well, we got a timeout on the field, and I want to thank Darren and Chad back there getting it on. Darren is back there working to get up on the air. Next week, Canyon Lake will be at home for the next 2 games. Canyon Lake will be taking on the Battling Billies of Fredericksburg, and we'll be home for that one. And then we'll face the Bernie champion Chargers. Last year, Canyon Lake took on Fredericksburg at Fredericksburg. We had a rain delay, then when lightning canceled the game, we were ahead, and we felt we walked away with the win on that game. But you're asking me, and that's what I'm going to tell you. The Bernie Champion Chargers, we had them last year as well at their place. Had a tough time, came up just a little bit short. They are a 5A D2 school. I'm sure they'll move up to 5A Division I, if not 6A. We lost to them 44-36. Great game. We came back hard. Got ran over a little bit in the first part of the game, LJ, but did well. We'll have those for the next 2 home games. Well, out here it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Texans at about the – put that ball down at about the 17-yard line, 18-yard line. 18-0 here in – or 17-0 here in the first half.
Quarter.
Quarterback Quarter. Stover with the run, tiptoeing along still. And when you hit a guy that good, that big, that size up high, you're never going to bring him down. And Canyon Lake getting the job done out of bounds at the far side of the field. Going to have the 1st and goal for Wimberley, however.
Well, Stover, before he was a quarterback, he was an athlete.
Yes, he was.
And a very fast one. He ran, noted for handling the ball out of the slot, really tough. Once again, showing that athletic prowess and able to get out there on the edge and make some plays.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, that's the one thing that you can't necessarily prepare for. I mean, there are kids that you're going to run up against that are just super athletes, and you're literally trying to minimize damage that they can cause. Stover, a kid that comes in and leads his team all the way to the state championship last year, capable of playing with a broken arm in the state finals. A kid like that, you're just trying to contain him. Michael Jordan was going to score 30 points a game, period. There are just people that are like that.
There are. Well, it's the second quarter here. Canyon Lake down 17-0, and they're looking to hold here to get the Texans back on their heels. Canyon Lake offensive has been anemic for this first quarter. And again, a new line, a new offense. And you'll never know what Coach Bill Green will pull out of his old hat of tricks.
Yeah, and there have been some bright spots. I mean, honestly, they've had some people out in locations where they could distribute the ball. For sure. Crowder's been able to get when he got the ball out of his hands, he threw a nice pass. I mean, there's a lot of positive things to be thinking about if you're Canyon Lake.
1st and goal from the 5, and Canyon Lake, nice call by the defensive coordinator Roberts making the move. Coach Hodges making it happen, and they'll back up 5 yards for the Texans.
Real quick, Tristan Roberts, and I think this is true, so Mrs. Roberts, if I make this wrong, Tristan went this summer to Angola to teach American football. I mean, he's a remarkable kid. Good Christian kid. You're not going to find anybody any more polite. But I tell you what, on the football field,
he's a Tasmanian devil.
He is ferocious. And he, that time, making a move and able to draw the guy off the line of scrimmage.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 10. Stover in the backfield. Hands it off, number 5, right side. Got an opening, and there's going to be a flag. Roberts on the tackle. I think it might be a face mask. Tristan Roberts making the tackle, coming a little high, and had his hand wrapped around Carson, but I can't swear to that call. I just saw him tackle, and then the flag came out. It could be against Wimberley. I don't know. It is a face mask call against Canyon Lake, half the distance to the goal line. Repeat 1st down. So we'll put that to 2.5-yard line. That's where they'll park it. Want to thank a lot of our sponsors for making it happen here. We got some new sponsors that we'll talk about at halftime. We've got some old sponsors coming back as well. We thank y'all for being a sponsor there. Stover with the ball, hands off in the backfield. Here comes number 52, Anderson, on the blitz. And Anderson drops him for a loss. For about Anderson. 2 yards. That's Michael Anderson, 2 yards, back to the 4-yard line. So it'll be 2nd to go from the 4.
I had to double think there.
You did.
For a second, I heard the word Anderson.
Thought Hunter Chase was out there.
Oh, my goodness. No, Michael Anderson doing a good job again out of that linebacker spot, being able to scrape off his blocker and get in and make a big stop. Stop for a loss. when you're down this low, every yard counts.
Absolutely. Second to go from the 4. Stover's going to roll to the right side. Has room to run if he wants it. Pumps fakes. Going to hit for the corner. Touchdown, Texans.
Yeah, and Stover just then put a basketball move in a football uniform. He does a pump fake, and it freezes everybody just enough to cause them to have to stop, stay on that pass, and is able to leak out and get into the end zone.
The extra point attempt would be up by Hernandez, and you're right. He's got that ability to do that. And when quarterbacks get out in the open field like that, it's one of the things they like to do, and he does it very well. The extra point is up, and it is good. So with 11 minutes and 8 seconds to go, your score here is 24 Wimberley, Canyon Lake 0. And Canyon Lake will definitely have another shot at it. Stover's got 7 yards rushing, 7 rushes for 48 yards and 3 TDs. That's our instant Chad Parma statistician. He's got his big chief tablet number 2 over there.
He really does have a big chief in a number 2.
I'm telling you. Next he's going to get the 12-pack Crayola with the sharpener in the back. Or does that just come with a 64-pack?
No, people only the ones that were naughty were the ones that had the 128-pack.
I didn't even know that existed. I thought it was 64.
Yeah, it was terrible. No, 64 was like, making a statement. Anytime you got over 32 crayons, you're just showing off.
I will admit that I like Periwinkle, and I couldn't afford one with the Periwinkle, so I would take the Periwinkle.
I couldn't tell you what Periwinkle is standing right here.
I couldn't pronounce it when I was a kid, but Periwinkle kind of caught my eye as the Texans line up to kick off with Hernandez. Back deep is Harris Gillum and Mr. Carter Williams. Up back is Caden Rodriguez, number 7 there at the 20-yard line. Nice poke downfield, and this will be Gilliam. He'll fair catch that one inside the 5. So Canyon Lake, I have it 1st and 10 at the 25.
I like that call by Gilliam. I mean, take the safe play. You don't have to worry about any strips. You can't afford to have that ball in Wimberley's hands in that end zone anymore. So excellent call by Gilliam. Perfect IQ. And here we go. Green going to try to draw something up. Again, there have been things that have been there. It's just we haven't executed, but that is part of first quarter football. And with a lot of quarters to go out here, and so I see opportunity. When
you make a mistake, and we've made a few already, and you leave a short field of 25 yards and less against someone who went to state last year and has highly ranked preseason state, they're going to score.
Yep.
Here's Crowder rolling out to the right side, had a man open and slung it out there to Williams, just a little bit short, pass incomplete.
Yep. Now, again, we talked about that type of adjustment. So when you've got an aggressive line of scrimmage like Wimberley does, Green puts him in the backfield, tries to get out on a short pass, rolling out Crowder to his right side, puts him on the correct side of his throwing angle, and just unable to make that pass.
They're making a 2nd down and 10 at the 25. Out to the top of the screen is Gilliam. Backside to Caden Rodriguez, number 7, his first carry of the season for him. And something about Caden Rodriguez I know a lot of people don't know about. He fumbled the ball one time his sophomore year, and I saw him. If I caught him in the hallways with the ball, I'd try to knock it out. And he hasn't let go of that ball yet. He's a ball hog, I can tell you that. Good kid.
And one thing that Wimberley does is they try to get penetration. The Slotsy offense has quick guard and quick tackle, and you'll see a lot of pulling plays, a lot of trap plays, and they can get in the way of that, and so the play never makes itself.
Shotgun, backside. It's going to be Williams. It's wide open. Williams out to the 40-yard line. Williams makes it across to about the 45, and that is a play you know all too well, LJ, as Carter Williams gets a Canyon Lake first down. 10:20 to go here in the second quarters. Hawks try to get up into a hurry-up offense, and they'll back off here a little bit as Bill Green calls over Harris Gilliam, I'm sorry. I've said that name twice wrong already. Caught the aggressive defense of the Texans.
Yeah,
and
that's
side.
A perfect play to throw. Perfect play to call against an aggressive defense. Get them in pursuit. Throw that screen pass.
Here comes Rodriguez, number 7, and Rodriguez, he'll get stacked up the line of scrimmage and push back. But He'll make about a yard. We'll say second. We'll just call this second down and 9. Rodriguez coming out of the game. But, yeah, you're right. You take advantage of that aggression. We talked about it in the pregame. At least you did. And you got to figure out what you can do with that. Being down 24-0 here in the first half, certainly some of the things that you may have wanted to do later, you might want to do early on as number 6 comes into the bottom of your screen, and that's Ty Badger, the senior. Draw play up the middle, and I'll tell you what, Abbott got hit. That was number 19, Abbott, and he's quick to the hole. Justin Abbott, the senior, but he'll get a yard, maybe a half yard. Be third down and 9.
Tackle on the play by Luke Gurman, who that may have been the hit of the night so far. I mean, he really wreaked havoc on him just then.
In comes Gilliam with the play. Out goes Badger. 8:45 to go here in the first half. Stevens up to the ball. Eli Hammond flexed out to the top of your screen. Jet sweep. It's going to be Gilliam. Gilliam trying to make the turn. Oh, and he got shoved out of bounds over here. Going to be short of the first down by about 3 some odd yards in there. I don't know where they pushed him out at exactly. Got lost in the mayhem down there on the sidelines.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. Might have been a little bit late. Line judge doesn't make the call, so we line up in the fourth down.
We do. Fourth down and about 5. In comes Rodriguez. Garza's the punter. Out goes Roberts and Hammonds. Canyon Lake across midfield, the deepest penetration of the game so far. Bill Green letting that clock run down a little bit. I think he's going to call timeout to think this one over a little bit. They have timeouts to give. It'll be their first timeout of the half, and they do.
That's a good call by Green and
Yep.
Drum just in. You know, this is a big down. Now, you know, when you look for small wins, and we're beyond the 50, and that's important. But we want to convert this fourth down. So huge play for Canyon Lake right here.
It is. Also huge is Randolph Brooks Credit Union. Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union. They believe banking should be made easy, LJ, and that's why RBFCU provides banking solutions that help save you time, money, and earn money with low interest rate loans with products like really free checking, you know?
Yep.
There's no monthly fees, cashback credit cards that help you put money back in your pocket. RBFCU mobile app, get that. Online banking, put in the palm of your hand, making it easy to manage your accounts right from your mobile phone. At RBFCU, it's banking only better. Apply today at rbfcu.org or stop by to any of the convenient locations. RBFCU, it's banking only better.
Nicely done.
Fourth down, Canyon Lake going to go for it.
Oh, no. Everybody
Gilliam
jumped.
And now you're going to punt it for sure. It's going to be fourth down and 10.
Yeah, they're not going to let themselves get parked deep in their back. Well, wait a second.
Well, the punting team was coming out.
I'm not exactly sure why this is not
Now I'm a bit confused. Had a flag.
This is a do-over.
Somebody moved. Well, here comes the punting team. There goes the offense. All right, so we showed our true colors. Can't run that play, so we're going to punt it. There we go. It's all solved.
Well, I don't understand why the ball didn't back up. Anyway, whatever, we're going to punt.
That's okay. I don't understand why people believe the earth's flat, but we're going to go on.
I don't know why Selson Blue's green either.
That's right. Garza, little pop up in the air. Nice hang time. Coming up to make the catch is number 19. He caught it about the 25-yard line, and that is McAtee. So, for the first time in the game, the Texans will start back in their own territory, LJ, at about it's probably somewhere around the 33-yard line as we get to the 8:26 mark here in the first half.
I think they've been here one other time right after the first kickoff, but since then it's but they are on their 32-yard line, I guess, and
they started their first drive somewhere around the 30-some-odd-yard line. First and 10 for the Texans. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Cane Lake Broadcasting, Voice of the Hawks. A lot of people out on the Vine. I see the chat there on YouTube. Texans have a man in motion. Stover will roll out to the right side. He's going to look downfield. He's got some pressure in his face. people around his legs. They just can't bring him down. But Tristan Roberts can, number 9.
Well, and that's coming from the backside. That is a backside tackle coming down the line of scrimmage and crossing over in order to make that tackle. Reinert's, again, wreaking havoc, getting in there a little bit low, and Stover able to spin out of it. But the edge play tonight for Canyon Lake has been something that they're really going to grade high in film so far.
2nd and 6 for Wimberley. Stover again, straight back, looks to the right side, has a man downfield all by himself. Got it! And coming up behind him, number 15 for the tackle. And that was easy. Zach Patek wide open. I've got to believe that was blown coverage of some sort by Canyon Lake.
Yeah, I had a feeling that they just lost him in that zone somewhere and missed that coverage. And, that happens too. I mean, look, if you play defensive back long enough, there is going to be a time when you are going to blow coverage or get burnt. It's just the nature of that position.
I can tell you.
You're totally exposed when it happens. I mean, everybody sees it, but it happens.
I can tell you from personal experience that's happened. And
no discredit, but that's a big play for the Wimberley Texans.
1st and goal for Wimberley. Stover is going to be a quick shot to the corner of the end zone, the opposite side of his other two. Touchdown, number 11, Texans. And that is Nolan Waiata.
Yep, and I'm going to tell you, we talked about this kid before the game. Nolan Waiata, he's a tall kid. That right there was another basketball play. They used position and height differential. He had the advantage over in that corner. Stover knows it. He throws it to the corner. He wasn't even looking at the route. He just throws it over the corner and lets Waiata get underneath it.
Hernandez for the extra point attempt. It's up, and it is good. Well, going back to the play where number 15 out there, as everybody saw, Tristan Alexander. He is a sophomore. It's his first game against Varsity. And I haven't played that position myself all the way up through even a couple years in Europe. I'll tell you what, you are sometimes a lone man on the island, and when you make a mistake, it's not in the big piles that you see on the line. You're out all by yourself, and it shows up bigger than a wine stain on your white Christmas shirt.
Yeah, it happens. It's football, and it happens. And everybody finds themselves exposed, and that was just unfortunate for Canyon Lake. But look, they haven't played a bad game. I know the scoreboard looks not so representative of that, but it's just a few little things that they can work on. Remember, even in the close games, we ended up on the dark side. So having Wimberley to learn off of in the first game might be to Canyon Lake's advantage.
Well, I'll tell you, we take on Aquero every year in scrimmage, and so you do that right out of the gate to test your people. You want to put your athletes against the tough people of the sport you were in. Here's a kick by Hernandez, and it's going to be Harris Gilliam. Gilliam to the right side, cuts back, and he's going to be upended about somewhere about the 20, maybe 24, 25-yard line. Well, the Battle of the Backbone is underway, and I know there's a lot of people over wearing those shirts over there. Canyon Lake PTSA sold the Battle of the Backbone shirts. Shannon Anderson, Miss Reiners, out there selling them all day yesterday and all those school hours and lunches, so we appreciate those. A good cause goes to the PTSA. Good organization for Canyon Lake High School. You also can be a Booster Club member as low as $30, so join the Booster Club and get involved in your child's future here at Canyon Lake High School Athletics.
That's an organization near and dear to my heart.
It is. 1st and 10 for Canyon Lake shotgun, and there we go, another mistake. This time is from a senior, Abbott, number 19, leaning forward. Mistake after mistake after mistake in the first game of the season. Not too uncommon. But when you do it against a team like Wimberley, it shows up like we talked about.
Well, Wimberley is going to expose some of the best teams in the state. I mean, they haven't really lost much. This is, again, a team that came in, according to Dave Campbell's and several other resources, Austin American Statesman is one that's a favorite to make the run to Arlington. So this is their road to Arlington season.
Draw play from the shotgun. That's Abbott getting a little redemption there, getting back what he made, plus a yard.
Abbott doing a good job of coming off the edge just then, reading the hole and making a quick burst of speed. We saw that a lot last year, Corey, Abbott's super quick to the line of scrimmage, but once he hits that line of scrimmage, he gets a second gear.
So we had talked about Abbott last year, and he made a big impact. He's 0 to 60 in about 2 or 3 steps, and you saw it right there. When he gets a little bit of a slide, doesn't have to have big LJ. When he gets in there, he's fast through it. So
yeah, he'll take off.
He will. So it'll be up second down and about 8. Cane Lake rush to the line. Williams in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep for Williams, a sophomore. He's going to try to make the corner there. He'll get a few yards, maybe 2 or 3 down to the 30. It's going to be third thing. Think about Williams, and is he so multi-talented? You saw him in baseball last year. He's on the gridiron. He is a leader.
Basketball.
He's a junior, and he can get – I was just about to say, he did a basketball move in Lampasas last year. Key interception during the last game of the season, and that game went on, obviously, as you all know, to win the district for Canyon Lake. But you'll see him all over the field in any sport he plays. He's just a good all-around athlete.
Yes, he is.
Well, Canyon Lake got to pull something out here to keep this going at 5:53 and counting here in the second quarter. Stevens up to the line of scrimmage. Rodriguez with the ball, and he gets taken from behind. He might make a yard. So it'll be 4th down and 5. And here comes Coach Drum, call the punt team out there. Back deep will be number 19, and that's going to be McAtee. Might get some updates from the districts going on and see what our future brethren. We got nice kick up in the air, high hanging, and taking on the runs 19 again. That's the second time he's done that. That'll make you nervous as a coach, but McAtee. Now we've got this year in our school district, as last year, we'll have Marble Falls. We've got Burnett, Lampasas, Davenport, us, and Taylor. And we'll be on the road for Taylor. As you all know, we got to build a nest again at Taylor. We'll be amongst them. We'll also have an away game in Davenport. We'll have to build another nest as well. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line for the Texans at this juncture at 5:06 to go in the second. Canyon Lake looking to show blitz. Here comes everybody, and it paid off.
Dylan Wunderlich doing a fine job of getting up inside. I mean, untouched, he blows right past his blocker and does a great job in the interior just then.
Well, you live by the blitz, you can die by the blitz as well, but that was a good call. It was a running down, a good call by Hodges.
All right, I've got some score updates. Obviously, you know, Wimberley Canyon Lake. Lavernia is beating Burnett currently 21-7. We've got a ball game down in Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi Flower Bluff is ahead of Bernie 21-14.
All right.
Lamp is tied up with Elgin.
Stover rolls out, hey, and here comes the blitz, and they got Stover in the backfield. And that was a double sack, so they'll get a half each. One's Trevor Couture. We talked about him early on. The other one, number 8, making hat, Ryder Hopper.
Ryder Hopper, also backup quarterback.
He is.
And super good athlete.
I like him as weak side blitz linebacker.
At halftime, Davenport is beating Victoria West 26-14. Taylor is beating Gatesville 20-14.
3rd down and about 21. Stover shotgun by himself. Look for a bubble screen or some kind of inside screen here. They do. It's the bubble screen. It's got almost he picked off by Couture. Oh my gosh, that would have been sweet justice. Trevin Couture
jumps the route. He does such a good job. He did an excellent job in that position of reading the quarterback. He saw his eyes.
Yep.
When his eyes moved over, Couture jumped the route and just couldn't hang on to it. Great safety play by Couture.
Yeah, he's, like we said earlier in the pregame, he's one of the fastest kids on the team, if not the fastest. And he can close those gaps between 5 and 6 yards like no one's business. Well, here's something that happened all game, and punt from Wimberley. Williams is going to take a fair catch, and he'll get it down at about the 16-yard line, 17-yard line. Canyon Lake will have that with 3:30 to go in the half, and I surely wish Mr. Couture could have, just for his sake. He's good. He's good, kids. Father, you ready? I'm about to put you on. His father played football for UT.
He did.
There you go. That's all the lead you needed.
He did. As a matter of fact, he attended school at the same time my brother attended the University of Texas. My brother was a manager there, which guess what? So is my son.
Hey.
Hunter Anderson is doing a fine job down there on the 40 acres.
Yep, that's nepotism.
No, it's just good, smart living.
First and 10 for Canyon Lake at the 17. And we have got a flag. Too many men on the field for Canyon Lake. They got out there with 12, and you're only allowed 11. And so that's going to cost Canyon Lake 5 yards, and Bill Green none the too happy.
Yeah, there is a high potential for a bunch of free coaching. But, honestly, I don't know that you get all that upset about where we are so far. I think you see what you've got to work on and you improve. This is a run-up to district play. And the whole goal of all of these games, and we play a really tough schedule, and did this last year, if you'll recall.
Absolutely. Here comes backside trap to Williams, and shut the door it was by Wimberley. That is big number 72 making the tackle. Williams on the carry. 72 is Silas Ames. We hadn't talked much about the interior linemen of the Wimberley Texans, but I'll tell you what, they are a full meal deal.
Yeah, and if you're able to get up into the line of scrimmage, there's a pull on a trap where that guy is keying on somebody. He's looking to open that hole. Well, if you've got more than one body in that hole, it is much harder to open. And that is what Wimberley has been doing all night long.
Here comes, it's going to be a backstrap. No quit, but just the pile got too big, and that was Abbott. That's 2:42 to go in the first half, and then Canyon Lake will be facing fourth down again. I'm sorry, make that third down. My mistake.
Something to watch for. I mean, if you watch number 64 and number 72 on Wimberley, look how fast they get upfield, especially 672 off that center plate. I mean, he is just picking a side and making his way upfield as fast as he can. Right there, like that. Harris on a double move in the backfield. Harris finds nothing and takes the loss on the play.
Well, that'll bring up fourth down. They'll get it out of the back of the end zone via Garza. But you're right, LJ. It's Canyon Lake trying a few different looks for different things. Well, the JV and freshman games last night go to the Texans. They threw a shutout on the freshman and JV teams as well. But we got a whole half to play here, 2:06 to go here in the second. Timeout has been called, I believe, by Wimberley, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what? Right now, this might be a good time to give a couple of shout-outs. I have a couple personal ones. We had a lot of graduating seniors this year off the football team.
26.
Yeah, but, there was a number of seniors, and this may be another new league record. I think there's 40 kids that ended up, and you two will appreciate this, right up there in College Station, Texas, that are from Canyon Lake. If you're listening from College Station.
They did.
Good job to y'all, and gig 'em. Yes, I said it. Gig 'em, Canyon Lake Hawks.
Uh-oh.
Yep, you heard it here.
All right,
I'll only say that one time in my life.
Mark it down.
Yep, but just a shout out to our friends and all of our graduates that are up there in College Station tonight.
Oh, Garza got this one away, and Atty catches it at about the 34-yard line. Yeah, there's a lot up there. A lot of your son's friends went up there. I mean, I can think of Baker went up there. We can go down
it's a who's who list that went to College Station.
I was just about to say, it is a who's list of going there. You beat me to it, but I'm sure maybe some of them they're watching a shout out. They're a good group of kids in that 2022 class. That's from 23 class, I'm sure.
Chad Parmer's son is playing baseball at Ranger Junior College.
That's right. We talked about that at the Elgin game.
Yep.
He came up and surprised us. I tried to put him to work, but he's like, man, that's my union official said I didn't have to. So he vacated, but glad to see him back. Right up the middle is Carson, number 5, twisting and turning. Ran right by two two defensive people.
And that's exactly, the turnabout's fair play. I mean, a lot of good pursuit up the field. Canyon Lake doing a good job of getting up the field. Unfortunately, ran right past the running back.
Same play, different side. Carson there. Fumble on the play, and Carson dives on it. Well, somebody got their arm in there, and that's about as far as they got. But
yeah, that's a fumble to himself, and you don't see that happen. And unfortunately, we've got a man down. I think that's Wunderlich.
Yes.
No one likes seeing that.
Nope. He's the one that got his hand on the ball as Carson came flying through there, but he sacrificed himself because he had his lineman right on top of him, and he twisted around and put his arm in there. The lineman kept blocking and fell on top of him, and it looked like they're working on his leg. But
yeah, I mean, we worry about this, especially first game, heat. You're just conscientious of this. You hate to see any injury. I mean, at the end of the day, it's UIL high school football, and there are a lot of people here for one and one reason only: that's to see their kids.
Chad, you got something for us?
Well, I've got some stats if that's what you want.
Yes.
For Canyon Lake, it hasn't been good. 15 rushes total for 24 yards.
There's Wimberley getting up. That's good to see.
Garza's got 3 for 9. Hammond's 1 for 3. Rodriguez 3 for 2. Abbott 3 for 5. Gilliam 1 for -3. Roberts 1 for 1. Carter 1. Everybody's trying to rush, but not doing too much. Wimberley side, we talked about Stover with the 3 touchdowns. He also has a touchdown pass. He's got 74 yards passing. Those on the big play to Patek, the 51-yarder. Carson, 10 carries for 66 yards.
There you go. Getting it all done all the way around the edge of the bed tonight. 1st and 10. Thank you, Chad, for that. Texans looking to put more on the board. 1:30 to go here in the first half. Stover steps back in his pockets, get a little rush in his face, rolls out, waits, directs traffic, throws one wide open. Nobody even around him. Touchdown, number 11 for the Texans. And
there he is again.
Why do you, when you have your initial pattern, you just keep running. You keep running. When the quarterback runs, quarterback safeties, they tend to want to run up and get the run. Well, when you do that, you leave your guy, and they just keep running. It's hard to catch up with those guys.
It is, and Wada is a big target.
Yep.
I mean, he is proven to be a danger in the end zone just with a size mismatch. But
it's a block kick, and it's Canyon
well
Lake
done.
Well done for Canyon Lake on the block kick. It was, I don't want to say it's Ryder Hopper, but he was in there along with Tristan Roberts. The extra point is no good. 1:21 to go. We're down 37-0. And I'll tell you what, that was a bright spot for the Hawks. But
that was a bright spot.
Yep.
You're trying to play all 3 phases of the game.
Well, we got 1:21 to go here. We're still up on the air and going. We appreciate everybody out there. There's a lot of things to give away for halftime. So if you're out there, we got giveaways coming up. Be prepared for that.
Well, to keep things fair and balanced, I'm going to give a shout out to the Anderson boys who are watching just right up the road.
Literally.
At the 40 acres. And, probably going to critique Dad after tonight when it's all over. But hopefully he's got a dorm room full of kids that are listening too. But shout out to the Anderson twins.
I wonder if they're going to pull the old, that wasn't me, that was my brother trick to the new guys.
I'm telling you what, there's 52,612 people out there. Nobody gives a turkey.
Here's kickoff by Wimberley. Hernandez will be kicking off to Gilliam and Williams. There's a lot of people out there. Grandpa Bill's out there. I know. Jimmy Adams talked about him. We got some sponsorship giveaways, so everybody hang on. We'll get that going here at halftime. We'll tell you the winners once we get going at the end of the third quarter. Little punch shot downfield, and they're going to let that one go in the back of the end zone. They'll get it out at the 25. So here's what we got to give away. We're not giving away yet, but just hang on and listen up, folks. Of course, we're going to give our Mimos Taco away. We'll be giving 2 $8 gift certificates away for that. Also, Mystic Quarry's TP stay, 2-night stay, I believe, over there at Mystic Quarry, and that is right there on 306. It's glamping, but glamping made better, and we're all going to do that. And then we have Huth Transport. They also are going to donate 2 $50 gift cards, one for Saltgrass Steakhouse, one for Roadhouse. And I don't know if Sunrise Realty's in for this week or not, but we are giving away the David Harrison medieval knife sharpener from Capital Farm Credit.
I'm telling you, that thing's the best thing to slice bread ever made. If you want to sharpen a knife, that's the machine to use.
Well, it'll be up for grabs. Here comes Canyon Lake. Crowder, he's going to keep it. Nobody was open in the pattern. He'll get about 8 yards. As the clock goes down to about 1:10, Canyon Lake can hurry up offense. They'd like to put something on the board.
Crowder doing a good job of seeing the field just then. He recognized it quick and took advantage of that run. Good job, Crowder.
Here's to Garza. Garza, the first time he's getting more than a couple of yards. He'll get the first down across the 45-yard line, or 35, down to the 36. 55 seconds to go. That'll stop the clock. Canyon Lake still ramping up, trying to get it done. As you said, LJ, you play all phases of the game. Inside is Garza, and Garza gets hit by the linebacker, but he'll make a yard the hard way. Still rolling that ball around over there.
For those in the Canyon Lake faithful, I don't know if you've noticed this yet or not, but the approach to the line of scrimmage is a little bit different for Canyon Lake this year. It is more Liberty Hill-esque, and it's a sprint to the line of scrimmage and snap the ball. Prior to that, they would, try to get their center and wide receivers out early, but now they are up on the line, and it's go time.
14 seconds to go as Crowder rolls out to the right side, has a man downfield. Same pass as a while ago, but going to be in it a little short. A lot of pressure on Crowder that time. Number 7 is the receiver. That's Caden Rodriguez, and it'll be incomplete. Stops the clock with 4 seconds. Well, you're right. You got to take the positive steps away from a game like this, and you got to play all phases of the game, and you got to make that grade. And Canyon Lake's got a lot to learn of being a seasoned senior team here against Wimberley. And you said it a while ago, there was 11 sophomores on the roster, times 2 of the juniors, very few seniors, and there's a high snap. And it's going to be recovered by Canyon Lake to end the first half of play. Well, we got a lot to give away here, so y'all hang on. We're going to maybe take a look at some of our sponsors here in just a moment. And stay tuned. We got the Hawk Band coming up. We're going to show you all the Hawk Band and the dancers as well. We'll get some tight shots on them from Chad and his crew of 2 working the cameras there. We're going to get a nice close tight shot. And we'll let the band play. We're going to take a break, so we'll be right back, and we'll see you in just one moment.
Land isn't just made for working. It's made for experiencing, too. Whether you're a hunter, a fisherman, four-wheeler, or wildlife lover, there's a piece of Texas waiting for you. The rural lifestyle was the life you were meant to live. At Capital Farm Credit, we're here to help you finance that reality with flexible terms and interest rates. Who knew it could be that possible to own a piece of land in Texas? Visit CapitalFarmCredit.com to apply today.
Hello, this is Darren with Canyon Lake Broadcasting. If you want great Italian food, look no further than Italian Garden in the Hancock Center. They've been a mainstay in Canyon Lake for many years, and their longevity speaks to the quality of the food and service you'll receive at Canyon Lake's hometown restaurant. They're open 7 days a week, providing the very best in Italian fare. So come on in and enjoy a slice of Italian life at Italian Garden Restaurant.
Hey Hawk fans, have you been wanting a new deck, outdoor kitchen, or a new addition to your home? What about getting your new home build started or a fence built? Then give Mike a call with Hill Country Construction and Framing, and he can help make those dreams a reality. He also has plenty of references for your peace of mind. Call today at 210-347-3436. That's 210-347-3436. Go Hawks!
Hi there, Hawk fans. This is David and Melissa Salcedo coming to you from Meemaw's Tacos. It's our favorite time of the year again, and here at Meemaw's we love supporting our Hawk athletics. Whether cheering them on the field or court, or feeding their muscles at the shop. We're open 7 days a week, serving breakfast and lunch.
We're back, Darren, to Canyon Lake Broadcast. Here is the Mighty Hawk Band and the Emerald Dancers. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties there. We're trying to get some things going. Here we go. Emerald Dancers and the Mighty Hawk Band.
Social Officer, Abby Ramirez. Social Officer, Lily Hernandez. Head Social Officer, Haley Larison. Lieutenant Bailey Foz. Co-Captain Ava Prizzo. And Captain Celia Suarez. Tonight they will be performing a prom routine to Play That Funky Music.
That's okay.
Well, that was
it's a very vivid, very vivid look for the Mighty Hawk Band. I tell you.
So that was the Emerald Dancers. They did their routine.
Coached by Miss Grudel.
Yep.
And Brazil. She's expecting.
Yes. So very nice.
It is.
Sarah Grudel.
Sarah Grudel and Miss Frizzell. She's going to be expecting a baby here in September, October, I think.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did not know that. Well, we now will bring you a rendition of, well, I'm not really sure what from the band, but we'll give you that as best we can. Audio is kind of tough. We're having to pick up the sound across the crowd, so we'll shut up and give you this.
Section of the week is student leadership team, band members
That
of
is
the
the
week.
Mighty
are
Hawk
starter-
Band and the Emerald Dancers. So
It was indeed, and we're glad to bring that. That's our first performance, as you know, of the season. It's always everybody is trying out new things out, and
we're trying new things out with new sponsors this year.
we have some new sponsors.
We do, but we're going to stick with the old ones real quick. We have out there. Welcome back, everybody, from halftime performance of the Mighty Hawk Band. Emerald Dancers, Mighty Hawk Band under the guidance of Mr. Gonzalez. And, as far as band goes, they went to state. They've that whole area over there, the PAC area, you've got state qualifications and medals at second place for Mr. Matthews at the Theater Arts, and Mr. Gonzalez and the band going. They got choir going to state, drumline. I'm telling you guys, that whole area over there mystifies me of just how good they are.
Well, we got a good, talented staff at Canyon Lake High School, and got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to be proud of.
We definitely do. One thing we got going on right now is our giveaways, and they're out there.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. So we're going to do the Mima's Taco. We talked to, that's a standard staple of Canyon Lake diet. But I
want to point out this is Mima's in Canyon Lake.
Canyon Lake. Yeah, you can't go to the Mima.
If you come to the one here in Wimberley.
So, the Sados, David and Melissa, acquired the Mima's Tacos here in Wimberley.
Did they?
So they franchised.
All right.
Yeah, it's a big word for me. Anyway, the Mima's Tacos we're going to give away, as usual, are here in Canyon Lake. You can redeem them there. 2 $8 gift certificates on the line tonight. Also, let's talk about the medieval knife sharpener.
Let me
I saw that. We'll get that up on the screen for you. LJ swears by it.
I'm telling you what, I have this thing in my. I use my knife sharpener, courtesy of.
There it is.
Capital Farm Credit. I use that thing every night.
Yeah. Well, this thing here.
That thing's handier than a shirt pocket.
It is, man. Twice as. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Twice as handy as. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't wear shirts without pockets, by the way.
Did you figure out how to use it?
No, I haven't. Not me. I haven't had my hands on it. I want one.
I hate to say this, but all you have to do is pull the knife down.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
okay.
You got to do it on one side of the
Man,
deal,
that
and
is
then
so
you do it on the other side.
That's so anticlimactic for me here. I was thinking, I learned something pretty swift. Anyway, we're giving that thing away. It's a $100 value.
You have to take the LSAT in order to be able to operate the thing.
That's a $100 value from Capital Farm Credit. And then up next, we've got we're going to do the glamping at the Mystic Quarry. It's a teepees day. We will Miss Stillwell won the last week. You get 2 nights in air-conditioned teepee, do a little glamping there at Mystic Quarry right off 306 over there. And that's always a good giveaway as well.
Yep. So
we'll be giving those away tonight. So the little logo in the top right of the screen over there, and I'm going to get the board all fired up. Grandpa Bill's out, though, right? But what you can't do, people, you can't call. You can't call. You have to text. But the contest is not now. Just hang on just a minute. And we're giving away 2 $50 gift certificates by Huth Transport. One from to Saltgrass Steakhouse, and the other to Roadhouse. And so the Huths are stepping up again, really big for this year. So those are going to be on the line as well.
So what are we giving away first?
We're going to look. This is what we're going to do. We got so much to give away. We're just going to hit it all at once, right? And then we're going to as you know, the board lights up. Deloitte & Touche comes in. We just start hammering away, and we get them as we go. So that's what's going to happen. Huth Transport, Capital Farm Credit, Mima's Tacos, and Mystic Quarry with their gifts. And so the number you want to text, not call, is 210 246 3345. And the game is on.
So let's get going.
Get going. We got everybody looking at the screen here. Let me clear it a little bit. Very, very, very sophisticated. We're tens of dollars.
You guys are giving away a lot. This is like a treasure trove of prizes.
It is. All right, we're gonna have LJ and Chad, and I'm gonna write them down. Who's got the magic finger? Here we go.
All right, it's a big treasure out there. Somebody get it.
Here we go. There's Parma. She's in there. Ready? Here we go. We're gonna spin Wheel of Fortune. Give me a win. Somebody pick me a winner. Ready? Put your finger down. I got to write it down. Ready? Go. Who's that? Oh! Wait, stop. That's all right. Stop. Wait a minute. I got to get the prizes in order. So that was Mima's. Mima's is always first. So we got the knife thing. Just let it roll, man. Hang on a minute. We got the knife thing. We got the Mystic Quarry thing, and then we got Visa and a Visa. Okay, so one went to this person. Hang on. And the second one went to. Oh, okay. Hang on. Just let it keep going. We got plenty of time. I'm not how you pronounce that. Okay, next one is for this one, just roll it and hit it. Ready? It's better if you put it on the table.
This is riveting. Riveting broadcast.
Yes.
It is indeed.
Riveting. I mean, Chad's right. We do have a treasure trove of gifts. I mean, if
these two here.
You walk away with this, and you literally are a pirate. I think everybody ought to dial in and say, "Shiver me timbers."
All right, one last spin. Spin it. All right, there we go. We have winners. There we go. People are going to be very happy.
A lot of science.
Lot of science. That's very technical.
A lot of science went into this.
I didn't know Chad was so fast.
Well, he's an athlete.
But hey, I got good news.
He is an athlete.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what's the good news? I'm waiting to hear.
I'm getting a new phone this fall.
You're upgrading?
Yes.
You're upgrading?
Yes, I'm upgrading. See that?
iPhone
See how that's
6?
all smashed in? The dually ran over. Mike McMullen ran over my phone with his dually. And if I take this case off, it'll crumble and go to dust like that villain in Raiders of the Lost Ark. It'll just disintegrate. So this is what's keeping my phone.
Well, don't throw it away.
Well, I'm not.
Because I saw a video the other day.
You did?
There was a guy that took all these SIM cards out of old cell phones and took the gold off of it and melted it all down. It was 100 cell phones, and he got 12.2 ounces of gold.
Get out.
Did he make a grill out of it?
No.
For his teeth?
It was glamping?
It was a little bit bigger than a $50 maybe. But still.
Yeah, I mean, you can,
Well, we got winners, folks, so y'all can stop texting in here, and we're going to have the same. Look, folks, if you don't make it tonight, we've got at least 10 more games to go. Playoff game, we got 9 games, and the prizes just keep getting bigger and bigger and more bizarre. Just like last year, by the time baseball season comes around, my God, we were giving away chia pets named after workout aerobics instructors of the 80s.
Robert Simmons. I mean, that's one of my favorite all-time gifts.
Yeah, well,
hey, I've got a question while we're sitting here.
Yes.
Talking about things. A long time ago, when the team came out of the Screaming Eagle or the Hawk Tunnel, I thought that we had a bunch of. We had like a CO2 machine or something, right?
So here's the thing,
and I mean, it looked like it was more smoke than I've seen.
I'm going to tell you this. Here's the deal. So way back when, we had 3 car washes to pay. We raised $700-800 for the car washes to buy that thing. Rufus Woods and myself and Mrs. the old librarian, we designed that thing. And originally, we had the smoke coming out of the claws. That was the original order, so smoke would come out of the claws. Well, I don't know what happened, but they drilled holes up in the nose where the pipes don't feed because here's something for you to understand. The weight of the fog doesn't have enough push from the fan to get it out the nose.
So we need a bigger fan.
That's why you don't see that much smoke.
A long time ago, I have not seen that much smoke since my days in college. And it would come out. It was cool.
That's the truth.
It was cool.
Well, I mean, I said, can you get fire extinguishers and do all that? And some guy said, we don't want to do that.
Well, we need a smoke fan for the Screaming Eagle.
Well, the Screaming Chicken. That's what the coaches named it. Screaming Chicken over there.
The Hawk needs smoke.
It needs an update. It needs what's 2000 and was it 15 or 14?
That was just a cool effect.
14.
It was 14.
2014 when we did it.
Before we started broadcasting.
Before we started broadcasting. It was a year before we started. Way to go, Darren. Yeah, Rufus Woods out there, son Robert Woods. And anyway, that was the genesis. And Howard St. John took care of it forever, and we've washed it a couple of times. But there's the holes, but they collapse due to the air. We don't have enough pressure to push it through to the top. Had they made it come out through the feet, now we're talking. All right, let's get to the winners. I'm so glad everybody knows about the Screaming Chicken now. Hey, we have a snafu. There's only one winner from the Mimos Tacos, but we give away 2 $8 certificates for the Mimos Tacos. You ready? You've got to be kidding me. No way.
That's beautiful.
Darren.
It's a thing of beauty right there.
Right,
Karma is great. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, I'm telling you, she's going to show up down there, and she's going to come in. It's going to be a different place.
Going to love it.
All right, sorry about that. Well, the first winner was Cassie Parma as Mimo's Tacos, as decided by Deloitte & Touche. And the other winner of the $8 gift certificate is Crystal Bush.
Crystal Bush?
Crystal Bush. We're talking about her the other day about being in the band, her kids and all that. And anyway, now the knife gimmick from Capital Farm Credit, right, that I really want. And I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but I'm going to butcher it real good. Ready?
Okay.
It was Pam Mimick.
Minnick.
Pam Minnick.
It was going so fast I couldn't write it down quick enough. She won the knife thing. And then the Mystic Quarry TP stay and glamping over there's Jacqueline McElroy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's air conditioned too.
Yeah, you need it this time of year.
Yeah, you're going to need that. We need it everywhere. Kidding me? And then the Huth Transport $50 gift certificate to Roadhouse goes to a gentleman who won. Wait a minute. This guy's won a gift before. I recognize the name now.
Well, winners will repeat.
They will, especially with the professional. This guy won. I'm going to tell you what he won. Then I'm going to tell you his name because he's going to know it immediately. He won a $50 gift certificate Roadhouse, but last year he won the Slap Chop. Joey Cuellar.
Joey Cuellar.
We mailed him the Slap Chop.
You know, we need some chat going on. I want to write in on how well he likes the Slap Chop.
I'm telling you, I want a picture with it in use.
I use mine. I have the Slap Chop, the ShamWow. I don't have the Chia Pet anymore, but I do have that knife sharpener. These are quality gifts.
Yes, and this Encyclopedia Britannica.
I've had those for
1983.
years. I still have my subscription.
We need to give that away and have it delivered.
We can't afford the shipping on it.
The ship. I was about to say, how do you ship something that weighs 500 pounds of books?
500 pounds of books. No.
I'm telling you. Well, the last winner from Huth Transport, being our sponsor today, is the $50 gift certificate to Saltgrass Steakhouse, and that goes to Natalie Jones. So there you go. Let's go.
Way to go, Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie got a little yum going on there. So Mimo's Tacos goes to Miss Parma. Big shocker there. Huge shocker. Then the other one goes to Crystal Bush. It's going to Mimo's Tacos. And, hey, I won the gifts. Show your ID and your business. $8. The knife set goes to Pam Minnick. And the Mystic Quarries TP stay is Jacqueline McElroy. The Visa goes to Roadhouse. It's Joey Cuellar. It's 2 prizes, and he's racking them up. And the last one goes to Natalie Jones, Saltgrass Steakhouse, courtesy of Huth Transport.
Very nice.
What a giveaway.
Now, Corey, we've got a couple of new sponsors.
We do. We're talking about them right now.
And we're just we're slowly getting their information in front of us. But talk a little bit about 1044 photography.
You're going to love this store. We have a new SR officer at the high school.
What is that? Explain. Not everybody knows.
Part of my job field here.
SRO, resource
officer.
Yeah.
Sheriff resource officer. Anyway, Danny Valenzuela, great guy. He comes into the room and says, hey, I want to do some stuff, some anti-crime stuff. And we got to talking across the table, and he says, what do you do? And I said, I did this, and talk about insurance, and talk about I said, what do I do? Broadcasting. And he says, hey, no kidding. And I showed him this, and let's go to YouTube. And we looked at it a little while, and he got to talking, and we were just like this. And he says, you know what, I want about a sponsorship for the broadcast. I said, well, no, don't worry about it. No, my wife has the 1044 photography. That's what she does.
Absolutely.
That's the wife of our new SRO officer, Mr. Valenzuela. And so he said, I'll be back tomorrow with check. He goes, can I donate just $500 to you guys, to King Lake Broadcasting? I said, no. He goes, no, I want to. And I said, no, I'll tell you what, if you really want to get a tax deduction, give it to the kids. He donated $500 to the student fund, the King Lake Broadcasting Club for the kids.
That's cool.
That is so cool. And guess what? He brought a 12-pack of Mountain Dew yesterday, a box of Slim Jims, and some Starburst, and some powder recovery fluid for water for the trip home.
All right.
And he wrote checks.
Wow.
And that's his wife's
business
right there.
So I talked to her. I talked to her a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
Michelle's her name, and she does all sorts of events. So if you have a quinceanera, you got a wedding, that sort of thing, she's going to be in on that. Also for senior photos, if you're thinking about that, you got a senior coming up. Give Michelle a call.
Give back to the community. These are our sponsors, are local people. We don't have Mercedes-Benz at Bernie Champion.
No, we don't.
I'm not here to how to spell Mercedes, but anyway. We
so
don't.
we, but we, we really want you to go out and use our locals, and they keep us on the air. And albeit we don't always do the best of jobs in the world, but by gollies, we want you to go out there and spend some money with our sponsors.
They're local people just like us, trying to get it done day to day, day in and day out, month to month. Good people. One other person I'm going to shout out to. We don't have anything for him, but I mentioned a while ago that Mike McMullen ran over my phone with his dually.
Yes,
and it's repaired.
Yes.
Well, there's a company called Canyon Lake Repair, and it is in Sattler. Right next to the workout gym. What's the name of that workout gym over there? It's Anytime Fitness. Next door.
Right next door to Anytime Fitness.
Yes.
Okay.
It's Devin McMurray, and he repairs phones, computers, and everything. He's the one that fixed my phone.
He resurrected the phone.
Yes.
From the tire treads on it.
Put the tire treads. Yes, but I won't stop there. I put it in my back pocket at convocation, and I smashed it again. So I had to go get it repaired again, and he cut me a deal. But I had to have it because we were going to Cuero. We were making videos.
Yeah.
And so, hey, he repaired my phone twice, and he just looked at me like, hey, you break it again.
Are you
You're
crazy?
done.
Yeah.
He goes, but I got good news for you. The iPhone 15's coming out in September. And he said all the used phones will drop by a couple $100, and that's when you need to get a new one.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking about going to 13 upgrade.
You're going to step up.
I step up.
To a 13.
Maybe go to 14.
14.
Stepping way out.
Yeah,
Boy.
We know. That's a big notch. They get so big, though.
Is your
like I'm playing ping pong.
Is your home computer still a Commodore 64?
Yeah, it's an AOR dial-up. I got to put the phone on the receiver.
No, AOL.
AOL dial-up, yeah.
Nice. Very, very high tech.
That's me.
No wonder we have problems staying on the air.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't have a problem me getting on the air. It's how well you want us on the air.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
So I'm going to upgrade. It's going to be a big day at the Martelli house.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I really am.
I mean, I went from the six steps up to the 12, and then I broke it all to hell.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've shown responsibility. I mean, like if you were my child, I'd be like, I'm not sure I'm getting you another phone. You just can't take care of it. But you're a grown man. You do what you need to do. You deserve a 14.
Chad, help me out over here, man. Come on. Jesus.
You deserve a 14 is what you do.
He deserves a 14.
He does.
But, I mean, don't take the cover off because all this stuff here, it will fall apart.
This thing is off the rails when L.J. Anderson is lost for words. I got nothing on this, man.
It's a brutal summer. It was hot.
It was a hot summer.
It's still hotter. 9 acres of burning stumps. I guarantee it.
Well, Corey, I've seen you in action with electronics quite a bit.
Uh-oh.
You and
I
them
thought this was the life raft.
Well, y'all don't mesh well. Let's just say that. You need to find whatever the most expensive, best case you can put any electronic in.
Yeah.
That's truck-proof, waterproof, kick-proof.
Maybe I can get some of those floor mats that they make for trucks and wrap my phone around it.
That's right.
Yeah.
WeatherTech. Get your WeatherTech. Get your WeatherTech case.
Well, I appreciate it, Chad.
You also need a place to store your passwords.
Yes.
I just know you in electronics.
Yes. I do.
You butt heads.
I do. It's on the back of I have
a napkin.
An 8 or 9 on one side, 8 or 9. It was the last. It's the wooden cardboard. When you order your food at Guadalajara's, the waiter comes out, and it's that piece of cardboard. I wrote a number on there one time, and I kept it. But I have it hidden at the house.
Okay, well, it's safe. That's high-tech security.
Darren's going to hook you up.
Nobody would think to look for that.
No.
See,
that's the beauty of it. It just looks like a used order taker's cardboard.
You're hack-proof.
Yeah, hack-proof. Nobody can get that. Yeah, that's all about covert operations.
Well, as we migrate into the second half of
the
football.
Hawks came onto the field.
The Hawks came onto the field.
I was getting lambasted by my brethren.
We got 32 seconds left.
Yeah, we do.
The halftime clock. Corey, we talked a lot about the first half, and there had been some untimely mistakes.
That was brutal, by the way. Yes.
There are some things, though, that honestly, you need film like this as a coach. You coach and you coach and you coach. You play a couple of scrimmages. You're only playing yourselves at the first of the season, you don't really get to see how mistakes or how things that you need to improve on manifest themselves until you get up against a really good football team. So, candidly speaking, I think that first half is one that Canyon Lake can really build on, primarily because they get to see now what that coach is talking about. So this is advantage coaches now as they get into preparation, at halftime and try to turn this thing around, but also going into this next week. There are a lot of things that they got to work on, but there are a lot of things that they can show that are positive that came out of that first half too, and say, look, if we just do this over and over and over again, we can build on that. So let's see if that happens in the second half. We've known that Bill Green, we haven't seen Hodges, in the second half yet. But we know Bill Green knows how to make halftime adjustments, and we're anxious to see it as we get the ball first.
We do a good analysis of the whole game thus far, LJ. That's spot on. Well, Hernandez will get off the turf a little bit as he puts a foot into the ball, and it's going to be Harris Gilliam on the far side of the field trying to find that seam. Gilliam runs into a lot of people at about the 27, 28-yard line. Another half, two tales of two halves, and as they say, you get going at the right time. You hit your vibe, you hit your stream, you hit your mid-stroke, whatever you want to call that. You get going, you bounce in the district, and who knows what happened. It's all about district in the playoffs.
It is, and that's what this whole time period is for. It's like building up so that when you get into district play, you've eliminated several mistakes and a lot of things that you learned along the way. You win some, you learn some, and Canyon Lake's learning right now.
Crowder will roll out to the left side, draws back and zings one downfield, in and out of the hands. Intended on the far side of the field to Gilliam. And they came out firing that time. Look for more of that to happen here. There's a couple plays that I haven't seen them go at yet. They did it. Well, I take that back. But the third play of the game, it's going to be a Crowder to Gilliam connection. They did that in Elgin as well as Cuero, and just had too many people in the face of Crowder at the time. So we'll see what Bill Green's got rolled up his shoulder with Coach Drum. In motion's Cotrere. It's going to be a backside. And I'll tell you what, here comes the blitz, number 44. You talked about him early on in the pregame show, Ty Thames.
And that's a kid that they really are looking for good things out of this season. We didn't see him a lot in the first half.
Did not.
I really
he was out there, though.
I really don't have an answer for that other than we just didn't have to call his number much. But that time he does an excellent job of getting up the field and getting in Crowder's knickers quick.
Third down and about 20 yards to go or so. It's all day. Shotgun formation for Canyon Lake. Crowder rolls back. It's going to be a backside screen. They found it out. And sack will go down for number 72. Put his big bear claw out there and grab Crowder by the shirt around the neck, and he wasn't going to let go.
Man, I don't know. That's kind of horse collarish. If he gets up into the interior of his pads and grabs him by his pads, technically that's a horse collar. I don't know if he had his shirt just then. I'm not sure what, but.
Well, he reached down far enough to get a hold of his long johns. Here comes Garza. Garza's got to get a good one downfield. Well, this is going to be an end-over and duck. It's going to be taken at the 15. I'm sorry, by number 19 at about the 33-yard line, and that's McCarty.
Man, and you almost saw a mistake on Wimberley's and Wimberley's special teams just then. Number 16 down the field, and he's blocking down the field on a fair catch, and he almost shades him in the back.
Well, coming into the second half of play, we thank you for our sponsors and all the winners out there. If you didn't win, don't worry about it. There'll be plenty of times to win next time. We're going to be doing this all year. As the season goes along, the gifts get bigger. First and 10 for Wimberley at the Canyon Lake 34-yard line. Make it the 33. Stover still in the game, as is the whole squad for the Texans. Stover looks at the ball, quick slant inside, and good play, good passing catch. As LJ, you'll say a dink and dunk, but the defense is right on it.
No, they did a good job. Linebacker play exceptional, picking up in that underneath zone. That's something that you look for is the ability to read in the soft zone or, kind of in the belly of the zone right there. doing a good job and picking up their guys. Kind of a little pick pattern there, a little crossing route that maybe they call them a rub route. Can't pick, but you can run a rub route.
Stover looking back. People in his face, directing track, finding the open man again. That's what they do. Touchdown, Texans. You know, it's hard. It's like any good quarterback. Fran Tarkington, you can go on down up the list sideways. When the quarterback starts to roll around, they become so dangerous because the pattern breaks up. You get into different coverages, man's cross your zone, people don't pick up. It's so difficult.
Much of the credit, and especially in the playoffs, was to Stover, that he was able to convert whenever he would use his feet. Primarily is because he used his feet to score so many touchdowns and get so many yards. I mean, 1,170 yards is good for a running back in high school. This is a quarterback, and his ability to use his feet opens up the pass. And there again, as you said, you know, he just kind of scrambled around back there.
Yeah.
They got a mismatch, and, you know, Carson Reinert's he's all over the field tonight. I'm telling you what, that kid has played a game. And he's able to move back in coverage when he saw that guy was open, but couldn't get back there quick enough.
Just to interpret for those people that heard the Fran Tarkington reference, that would be like a Pat Mahomes in this century.
That's right.
I mean, if you go back 50
years,
you might know who Fran Tarkington is.
That's right.
But for us that's living in this century, we're going to, you know, Pat Mahomes, he's mobile. He can get, you know, he can make things happen.
That's right.
That's just the analogy. I just want to make sure everybody knew what he was talking about. So,
quite frankly, I was on it because I was a Fran Tarkington fan. But but you know, we got out of the 70s. This is the same guy's got an iPhone 2.
Well, he's not Jim Kelly, okay? And he's not Burt Jones, okay? And he's not McMahon. Okay, if y'all want to do it's brutal. Not only is it hot and we're all jacked up electronically, I'm catching a heat wave of crap. I like Fran Tarkington. Kickoff back, return by the Hawks about the 23-yard line.
And again, a little bit of danger there.
Killing a little boy's hero. What? Oh, you know.
Just nobody knew who he was except for you and me.
LJ said he knew he was.
Well, of course. I mean, you know, that was back in the days when you held the tinfoil and stuck your leg out the window.
Those that are over 40 will know, maybe know. 50 for sure. Maybe,
Grandpa Bill does.
Oh, yeah, Grandpa Bill does, of course. But those born 1990 to now, you know, probably a little confused.
I get the
it.
message. I'm loud and clear.
Uh-oh.
1st and 10 as flags go up.
I think that's going to be an infraction on Wimberley as they came across and then made contact on the center. You know, and again, this is something we talked about all night. I mean, the front line of Wimberley is super fast off the ball.
Yeah, they are. I watched them last night at the freshman level and at the JV level, and you could see the progression from their freshman team to the JV team. It wasn't like night and day, but they submarined as fast as they could. They beat us to the line on many occasions. And there goes Abbott. Abbott will get maybe to the line of scrimmage still on his feet. I'm sorry, that's Cotrera. My mistake.
Cotrera.
I'm sorry. He got lost in the traffic. I saw the 1. I was thinking there was a 9 attached to that as well. But Cotrera pick up a yard, be 2nd down and about 4 for Canyon Lake. Cotrera is one of those other multi-talented athletes you're going to see on both sides of the ball all year long. And a lot of this game has to do with trying to figure out which guy is best at which position. And they'll be going both ways a lot on this team this year. Crowder backside, and it's going to get punched out by Garza. Garza's going to get to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. He tackled by number 15 and that's Patek.
Zach Patek. Yep. His brother, the Patek brothers, were actually accomplished baseball players and have always been great athletes. Yeah. His brother graduated last year as a senior.
One thing Wimberley does, I'll tell you after this play here, shotgun for Canyon Lake. Crowder takes it high, rolls out, looking downfield, doesn't have anybody. He's going to take it and run. He'll get the first down. That a boy Crowder. And, there's something happened that last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago you weren't there and made me think of your son. He ran out to the right side, tried to throw a bullet into the corner of the end zone right by the goal line, and it got picked off. And let me tell you what, Coach Green gave free coaching. I remember your son doing it when he started quarterbacking. He learned from that mistake, and as we all know, he took off and run and did his best imitation of Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
And so I see Crowder developing in the same way, mirrored to your son's exact same thing that happened, a couple of years ago.
Well, Crowder does
fumble on the play.
Oh, no.
And the ball came out. I don't know if it was down or who jumped on it, but it's a pile.
And these piles are terrible.
Wimberley came up with it, and they're going to give it to him, or at least they took it away.
Yeah, you don't ever know what's going on at the bottom of that.
Canyon Lake just started to make a little run there, folks, and that's another mistake for the Hawks that they'll have to take into consideration.
And just kind of a mishandle, But again, back to Crowder. Crowder does a good job in this series. He made a couple of good reads. He rolls out well. He sets his feet well, makes a pass. He's able to get upfield, kind of read the field well and saw an opening and is able to turn it into a first down. It's that type of mentality that allows you to build on what's going on here.
First and 10, Wimberley at their Canyon Lake 43-yard line. In comes a blitz, and I'll tell you what, that was a good call. And in comes number 3 on the tackle. We haven't seen him all night from
Max Granger.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And Max does a good job of flying up the field. You hear that coach speak a lot. I want you flying up the field. I want you flying up the field. Sometimes you'll hear him say flatten out on the line of scrimmage. That means don't let him get around the edge. But great job in the middle linebacker spot by Granger.
Loss of one on the play, second down in 11. Stover in the backfield. Offsides, Canyon Lake going to be a freak play, and Stover's going to go for it all. Why not? He's got a man wide open downfield, incomplete. So that's good, more football wisdom, as they say. Stover knew he had a free one, so you're going to take a shot at that any time. Back, a lot of times when that happens, the team will know that there's a word that the quarterback's going to scream. It could be go, red, blue, whatever, and they know that, hey, take off towards the end zone. All 4 receivers
changed the route.
It did.
They did.
So I got to believe there was some
knows it too.
Yeah.
He just missed that one, and he's kind of punishing himself a little bit right there. But got air under the ball and just didn't convert.
Brings up second down in about 6. Handoff right up the middle. There he goes. 20, 10, 5 touchdown. And that is Carson, number 5. And I don't think he was touched at all. Chase Carson, he may have, and there maybe somebody give him a bottle of water on the way through.
Oh, he kind of went unscathed. Again, quick burst of speed, found the seam, able to convert.
Hernandez with the extra point attempt, number 29. Had one blocked earlier. Kick is up and it through. Well, that'll make the score at the 7:32 mark here in the third quarter. Wimberley up 51-0. And that is the biggest deficit that Canyon Lake has faced in this series. I'm going to double check something to make sure that I'm not too far. Well, hey, we just got a text message here, Darren. I don't know what started here. Hang on a second. I got to check everything out on my iPhone 12 that's been run over. Chad's over there. I thought Chad was on my side.
Are you having to peel away glass in order to see the screen?
No, that's just on where the camera is. See, look.
Oh, okay. I'll give you some score updates. Third quarter, Lavernia
please
is over
do that.
Burnett at 21-7. Corpus Christi Flower Bluff is still ahead of Bernie at halftime, 21-14. Of course, you know the score of this game. Salado beating Fredericksburg 42-27. In the third, and that's in the fourth quarter. Lamp is up in the third quarter, 14-7. Davenport rolling over Victoria West, 47-14 as the kicks away.
Wow. Speaking of wow, that was a big hit taken up the middle. What was that last score? I'm sorry, the flag on the play. So we'll have this figure this one out. What was that last score you said, LJ?
Davenport is up 47-14 over Victoria West.
But the one before that, it seemed like it was a little upset to you. I heard it in your voice.
Well, it's amazingly close. Lamp is ahead in the third quarter, 14-7. But the one that I'm really surprised about, Salado is beating Fredericksburg 42-27 in the fourth.
Wow.
And LJ, you didn't give us the big football game score for tonight. Ennis Waxahachie.
Oh, I have not. I should have given that.
I have it for you.
Here we go. Here we go,
come
Chad.
on.
Chad coming from the bullpen.
In the third quarter, Ennis 13, Waxahachie 12.
Ooh.
I know.
That's a barn burner.
That isn't a.
So the game of the week this week, or one of the games of the week, especially if you're a South Texas aficionado, Gregory Portland upset Cal Allen.
Wow. Really?
Yes. Yep. There are reports that may be one of the best linebacking crews to ever come out of the state of Texas. All three of them are D1 picks.
Well, that's awesome. That is, wow. Thank you, Chad, for that. We had a personal foul on the kickoff, went against Canyon Lake. High snap over the head of Crowder, and he's got to kick it out of the end zone, or they're going to get a safety.
Got a safety anyway.
And let's see, they did. They got a safety anyway, and I'll tell you what, the wheels have fallen off down here, and that snap just went right over Crowder's head. There's nothing he could do with that one. So Canyon Lake will get the ball back in a minute on another kickoff. The safety, there'll be a punt, pass, or kick type of you'll see something you don't see very much out here when they line up to kick this ball. But that's a good score, so I appreciate Chad and Gregory Portland climbing the ladder.
That's a question. I like to think I've got pretty decent football acumen, but you do have an option on the safety. You can punt it.
Yeah.
You can kick it off.
Well, let's see what they do.
And I'm not really sure what the book says on this.
I'd like to see him punt it because you don't see that every day.
You know, I gave you that Ennis Waxahachie score. The reason I did that is I'm from Ennis. My wife and I are.
But that's one of the biggest rivalries in the state of Texas.
It is.
It is.
It is.
In so much, in fact, that Bally Sports Southwest is carrying that game. Can watch it tonight. There are actually 4 other stations that are carrying that game. That's pretty big time.
Yeah, that's a Texas OU game.
And that series is Ennis 49 wins, Waxahachie 48 wins, and 2 ties over their history. I mean, that's something else.
That's something else. Well, we're going to get to see kicking. I appreciate it. I didn't know you and your wife were from Ennis, and I'm glad you put it up there. It's big news. There's high school football all around the state. Love it. Well, here comes Strachner. He'll be kicking the ball off at the 20. This is what happens when one of the options you get when you have a safety, and Strachner kicks a high one floater about the 40-yard line, taken up front and hit immediately with the ball. A lot of pushing and shoving going around there. And then, the Battle and Backbone Trophy will stay. It looks like it will stay in Wimberley again this year. 11 sophomores on the Canyon Lake team, and Wimberley saying this is their Arlington year. Well, that's a big appetite to take on, and it all starts here tonight. So Canyon Lake will walk out of here tonight with a lot of game to play, figuring out what they can do and do better. But I did just got a text message from one of our sponsors, and we're going to talk to you about it after this play here. Stover still in the game with Carson in the backfield for Wimberley. Carson right up the middle, and he's hit hard. And I'll tell you what, Wimberley does several things good on defense. One of the things they do, and this can be argued, but I'm going to put it out there, they are good tacklers.
They are good tacklers.
They do not hit high, and I've been told over the years what they do to make sure their students make sure they hit low and hard, and they do. They're good tacklers. And so that being said, they're also good at what they do at their craft on both sides of the ball, and that's blocking. Got to make big holes by the lineman. There you go. Another big run by the Texans up the middle.
It's Colton Schmidt.
I was about to say, number 34, Colton Schmidt.
Senior. You're probably going to start seeing some seniors. Apologies already. We're getting used to the lineups, and when they start moving a lot of people in, it can get challenging.
Stover still in the game with his starting crew back there. High snap, looked to a quick slant inside and almost took his head off. That was nice catch by number 8 for the Texans, Parker Dawes. Rodriguez just came in a little high and almost got a face mask call. But no, let me go back to one of our sponsors just gave me a text a while ago. I was telling you a story about our SR officer, Valenzuela, and his wife, Michelle, wanting to be sponsors, then donating to the Canyon Lake Broadcasting Club students there at Canyon Lake High School. And they'll use those assets to do many different things for the students themselves. And then I got a text from this person, and he says, hey, I've been blessed with a great business. Thanks to y'all, I'd like to donate $500 to Canyon Lake Broadcasting Club to have them spend it however you need them or however they would like to spend it. Please let me know. Sincerely, Rodney Sales, Triple Peak Automotive, Holy Toledo. Well, that is a blessing. I appreciate that, Rodney, and I know the students will, and we're going to let everybody know what you've done here, and that's a big donation, and we thank you. And wow, all I can say is wow right now. I'm still in game mode, but I'm sure I'll let this soak in a little bit. But that's Rodney Sales, Triple Peak Automotive. Everybody in this room, I don't know about Chad, has had their cars there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Here you go. Sorry.
Rodney's actually
Yeah.
had one of my trucks.
Yeah.
So rollout by Stover and incomplete pass. Good coverage over on that far corner by a familiar number, but a new name, number 26. That's Rand Allman.
Rand Allman. No, his sister went into the Air Force. She wanted to be. Stover looks around. He's going to run it again, and he's got his wheels. He's going to shoot for that corner, but Canyon Lake closed the door on the far side. Take your pick on the tackle. Uresti, number 56, the sophomore, leading the charge over there. But
Eli Hammond's making good penetration up in the line of scrimmage just then and just barely missed being able to get another tackle for a loss just then. Eli's showing up in the backfield quite a bit tonight.
He is having a good game tonight. Brings up second down and about a yard for the Texans. They can get into the goal line stance if they can get that yard. And they're going to get that right there with the free play, but they're going to draw the ball dead. That'll give them a first and goal inside the 2.5 yard line. But no, Rodney Sales, I had a truck alternator go out, and he said, bring it in. I said, are you sure? He says, yeah, I have it out. And so I brought it in within a day or half a day, whatever it was. I had it in and got it right back out, and that was very quick, done, boom, bang, bong, and that was it. I know you guys have had it in there. And Stacy Walker, she's an English teacher. She's got on the vine. She took her rig in there, and he did a great job on it too. Family-owned and operated people of the county. I'll tell you a little story after this run up the middle. Touchdown again with Wimberley, number 34 on the carry for the Texans. That's Colton Schmidt. But the story goes, and I said it against Elgin, Rodney's wife, Tam, she has a lot of that land over there, and they flooded the dam and took a lot of their property.
No.
And they took the top of the barn, and they moved it where it is sitting now, and that was a squat and gobble for years, a barbecue joint that I used to go through in the 80s and 90s and never knew what it was, and I kept wondering why there was dirt floors. Well, it was the top of a barn that they moved before they flooded the lake. And that's the family history. When you see the triple peaks across the top of the lake over there, if you're looking from the north side, those are the triple peaks, and that's where their business is, right there next to their home. Triple Peak Automotive.
I got a score update. Sometimes the update from Texan Live is not as fast as our educated and well thought out listeners. And the report is that Bernie is up 35-28 versus Flower Bluff.
Oh, wow.
With 2:02 left in the third quarter.
Well, we got 4:52 left here in the third. Canyon Lake down 60-0. And this is the biggest point deficit in the Battle of the Backbone history, or actually the history of since we've been playing. You got a team that's state bound from last year, regrouping, bringing a lot of people back to a brand new, fresh team of young players. Kickoff by Hernandez again.
And just like that, the update goes to 35-35. Flower Bluff versus Bernie. That's a shootout down there.
I'm telling you. Well, Gilliam takes a fair catch at about the 10-yard line. They'll get out to the 25. No, but we appreciate it, Rodney, out there. Triple Peak Automotive, you want something done right, and that sounds like a slogan off of a bumper sticker, but it's not. Rodney stands behind what he does. wakes up in the morning with his cup of coffee, walks across the deck onto the gravel there and walks into his shop, and that's as far as he has to travel. I think he has the shortest commute in Comal County.
Unless you actually work from home. I think Darren Lesturgeon has the shortest
Well,
commute.
no, Darren has to go upstairs to the basement. And when he gets up there, it's like you don't want to go up there. It's just long stairway. Darren has this long stair. We have Crowder rolling out to the right side, looking for a man downfield.
Oh,
he gets
he's
hit
hammered.
right when he threw it. Interception,
Oh.
number 51. And he got hit hard right when he delivered that ball, but he's up. And the ball went a little cattywampus there. And let me tell you what, Gilliam was trying to get that ball, and interception number 51 for the Texans. And they're going to have exit field position. That was Drew Brasher.
Man, Crowder got smacked, and it was not cheap. I mean, that's a
No.
legitimate play by Wimberley, but right as he released the ball, he gets pummeled.
Well, no, I'm going back to what we were talking about a while ago. Darren's got to walk up the stairs, and it's a vaunting stairwell when you open the door and look it straight up.
It's scary.
It is.
Scares me most days.
Yeah, it's a
So
haunted,
Wimberley has the ball.
haunted house.
Coming back in from the 25.
First and 10, Wimbo.
And we have a new quarterback.
We do have a new quarterback. Go to Schmidt running the ball again, number 34. Your new quarterback coming in is number 10, Caleb McCreelis.
Yep.
McCreelis.
McCreese.
I've got McCreelis.
McCreelis.
Make up of 8 yards, 2nd and 2. Either way you slice it, it'll
Yep.
come up peanuts.
Junior quarterback. Not a lot of tape on him.
Nope. Schmidt in the backfield. Grillis hands it off to him again. He dives in the right side, pushing the pile forward to get the first down at about the 12-yard line. It'll be first down and 10.
Tell you what, folks.
It's 2:32 to go here in the third quarter. Go ahead, LJ. I'm sorry.
You know, there's shout-outs to everything. I mean, first of all, thank God we're watching football again. It has been a long 277 days, but, you know, not a person has left on the Canyon Lake side.
Nope, full stands.
There are, you know, we're watching our kids. We're watching, you know, we're not just announcers. We are Canyon Lake. I mean, we're part of the cloth that
we are.
You know, is. And
Schmidt is still on his feet, and he just gets hit high up, and they got him down finally inside the 2, first and goal, Wimberley.
You know, but shout out to the Canyon Lake fans and them staying here to support these kids. You know, you're not always watching the scoreboard. You know, you're watching your son or your daughter or whoever in band, cheerleading, whatever. They're here to support and doing a great job of it.
Yeah, well said, LJ. But you know, we're organically grown, as I like to say.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that would question organics when they look at me.
Well, you know, we're all local guys here trying to make it happen.
We are local.
Well, I'm telling you, more local than you think. Quarterback keep and flag on the play. It's going to be motion on the offensive play. Come back 5 yards. It'll be second and goal somewhere around the 7-yard line.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be something a little more common. I mean, they've got a new interior line in. Basically, they've come in with a second team on the interior line. New quarterback. You know, these kids don't get as many reps, not as many snaps in live action, and so they're, you know, developing their kids as well.
That they are, and that's how you build a program.
Well,
it's one of the ways.
Canyon Lake doing the same thing. I think we're going to be calling out a lot of different numbers here, you know, over the period of the rest of this football game.
First and goal from the 6. It's about a yard off. Racullis, he's going to keep this one. He wants one himself, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. Still getting a little chippy down there. Got a little tangled. You know, you said Reiners. Who was getting tangled up a while ago just now? Reiners.
I'm telling you, the kid is everywhere. If I'm giving an MVP award tonight, Colton Reiners has been phenomenal. And his edge play is good, his technique is good, his discipline is good. And I said Colton, I didn't mean to. I was thinking something else. Carson Reiners is the child's name. And I apologize.
We got offsides
to the Reiners. Yeah, Carson Reiners has been, just a force on that left edge or the edge he plays. Again, we have seen some really good things out of those defensive edges. Tristan Roberts playing a good game tonight. Dylan Wunderlich having a good game tonight. We hope he's not injured too bad.
Nope. He is the son of secondary in charge here at Como ISD, Corby Wunderlich. Schmidt. McCrellis throws out to the flats, complete. There was Ty Badger on the coverage, number 18 with the reception for the Texans, and Lucas Brookshire. So going to make up third down for the Texans. And 4 seconds to go here to the third quarter, and that'll be it. No change ends. Here comes the fourth quarter for the Battle of the Backbone. Your score here, 60-0 in Wimberley. But you're right. There's a lot of guys here that you see. This reminds me a little bit of the year in which that was back 17. About we had a lot of young 16, a lot of young players, and we rebuilt that year. We came back in 17, obviously went to 3 deep in the playoffs and all that. But it kind of reminds me of that. You're building a little bit here. You got a lot of young players, a lot of talent. It's not like they're young and they don't know what they're doing. It is young and they're against a good team tonight, and they perform well in spurts here and there. And I think you're going to see that grow. I'm sure you will.
Yeah, this is to be candid, I mean, if you're a coach, this is, kind of a dream. You want to be able to find younger kids that you can develop and into something, and that's what Canyon Lake is. Yep. It's a developmental team. They've got some things they need to work on, but I'll tell you one thing they haven't done. They have not quit playing football.
I can tell you that because Reinhardt was over there battling in the
been
turf
in
with
this
that big
the whole
boy.
game. So kudos to them for staying in this. It's kind of in baseball. You see this happen when it starts going downhill. It just goes way downhill. It's hard to stay in it, but they're battling.
Handoff to Schmidt, number 34, pushing the pile forward, and Canyon Lake's going to halt him about the 5-yard line. It'll be 4th down and goal from the 5. So what do? You get out there and try to get your second team, a little bit of the first team out there to push it in, unit a field goal.
Well,
go for the 66th point. Or go for the 63rd.
I mean, if you're coaching, I listened to Todd Dodge talk the other day, and he's fascinating. Of course, Todd Dodge of Westlake lore, who won 3 back-to-back state champions, and as well as winning in Southlake. I think he has 7 titles altogether.
Well, McCrellis takes the ball. Is going to hand it off up the middle. Here comes Canyon Lake on a blitz, and they're going to hold. Canyon Lake holds. Eli Hammond's on the tackle, getting up the bottom of the pile. Guess who was instrumental in that whole tackle sequence?
Carson Runner.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean,
what a good game he's having.
You don't have to put that question on Jeopardy. I mean,
no, you don't.
We have called Carson's name quite a bit. Eli Hammond's doing a good job out of the linebacker spot coming up. But Todd Dodge made an interesting observation, and he was asked, what do you do when you're playing and you got a big score differential? And he said, my job is to teach kids how to play football. And if it doesn't matter who's out there on the field, if I'm teaching them to play half speed, then one of these days when I've got to count on them, all they're going to know is half speed. I thought it was an interesting observation. He said, we're not looking to run the score up. We're looking to coach football.
Yeah. Here comes Garza breaking through the middle. Garza across the 40-yard line, down at about the 42. And that was the inside trap that they've tried to run all night. And they found a little bit of joy mustard, as you say, LJ. Got hit the hard hole, the hole hard, and they got after it. A little up-tempo here, Canyon Lake. And different ball carriers in there now tonight for Canyon Lake. That was Eli Hammond's number 33. That's enough for Canyon Lake first down out to about the 44.
Eli on the opposite side of the ball now, getting some reps in at the tailback position.
And we've got a timeout on the field. I think that's going to be a timeout on the refs. Got a little shaken up player for the Texans. Referees want to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, shaking his arm. That's pretty indicative of a stinger. for those that don't know what a stinger is, you can take
know
a
if
hit.
you've ever had one.
It doesn't matter it doesn't matter how hard the hit is, but you can get it in one certain spot, and when you can't feel your elbow
or your shoulder,
they'll refer to it as a stinger, and the most indicative sign of that is when they're just kind of shaking their arm down. It's like, I don't have any feeling.
2nd down and 7 for Canyon Lake. This is going to be Garza again inside. He got hit, and here comes the Cowboy for the Texans.
I'll make a
he
note
might
that
make in the yard.
Ryder Hopper is now in at quarterback.
He is.
For Canyon Lake.
He's tall. I think he's 6'2". I think that's what they said. I saw him yesterday in the hall. He's definitely taller than me.
Big kid, multi-sport athlete.
Yep.
Ryder being a pitcher on the baseball team.
Number 9, that's him there. I'm sorry, number 8.
Yeah, number 9 is most definitely Tristan Roberts, who's been all over the field tonight too. I mean, he has really been a bright spot on the other edge.
Here comes Contreras in motion. There's going to be a jet sweep to Trevin Contreras. He's got a block and finding his way around. Flag on the play. And I'll tell you what, there goes 2 flags. Number 20 is going to get a foul on him as the referee throws his hat up in the air. So we'll wait till this unfolds.
You know, and this is one of the dangers. Late in the game, you've got a big score differential, and you can get a little bit undisciplined. And he's getting the Wimberley coach is giving a little free coaching right there. You can kind of lose your temper. You can kind of lose your cool. You know, I've said this every year that I've been on this broadcast.
Here it goes. This is what we had the Elgin. Remember? Chase texted in here. Goes, you ready? Everybody listen up.
You know, it is okay to play with emotion. You want people to play with emotion, but you cannot play emotional.
Here it is.
You cannot play emotional. You start losing your cool out there, and everything goes sideways.
Well, it did for number 20. He got 2 flags thrown him. I think. I know he got 1, but first flag, I don't know what it was for. Could be face mask holding, something like that. Maybe offsetting penalties. Who knows? Canyon Lake facing a 3rd down and 7.
Hey, have I said that a lot? Is that why?
Yeah, well, we were at Elgin, and me and Darren kept going, how what is that again, Elgin? And then Chase texted us.
We got it about half wrong, or half right. Nonetheless, Chase set us straight. He apparently had heard it numerous times.
I'm sure.
I can't imagine.
I'm sure that's, you know.
Oh, no, it is coming back against
It's
Canyon
coming
Lake.
back. It's going to be sports and unsportsmanlike conduct. And, well, I know 20 had got one thrown up in the air because the referee threw the first flag, the original flag, threw his hat off at. Well, so I don't know.
I'm not so sure that there wasn't 3 penalties.
Maybe.
I think there was a foul, the 2 personal fouls offset, and then they took the 3rd foul. But, you're not seeing a lot of debate from the coaching staff. So, well, they're going to discuss it a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what. They'll get it ironed out. Coach Drum is off over there, but that's nothing compared to the headset toss that Lampasas. It was a holding, personal foul. Is that what it was?
Chad had it right. It was 2 personal fouls at offset, and there was a holding call. So they take the holding call as the 2 personal fouls offset.
I did not see that. Sorry.
And the holding call in high school football, the holding call comes from the point of the foul.
Up the middle, somebody's helmet comes off, and the pile keeps going forward. That's Garza. Still not. Excuse me.
Okay.
That was, pardon me, folks.
They're going to have to bring Garza out for a play because his helmet fell off. So you'll see a temporary replacement there. But back to the talk, what you're wanting to make sure doesn't happen here is that the game becomes emotional and you're not playing with emotion, and that's when you start seeing injuries and all kinds of bad things happen. So this is a really difficult period of time to be a football coach on both sides of the ball. And they're looking out for their kids. They don't want them to get hurt.
8:25 to go in the 3rd timeout has been called, I'm guessing, on Canyon Lake. And you're right. We get far ahead like this, people get lackadaisical. You get a second squad in there, and they want to prove their worth, and they'll get a penalty or a late hit or something like that. And last thing you want to do is walk out of here with an injury if you're going to lose the game. But happens all the time. Any update on that Fredericksburg score? They were playing Salado, I heard.
Yep, they were, and I can pull that up. I've got an app for that.
I want to thank the Canyon Lake Broadcasting Club. That's Evelyn Stevens. She's our new president. Junior Vice President Connor Cummings. She is the vice president for being out there. Madison Verger Gafford, she's a cheerleader. She's out there. She's in the secretary and treasurer Michael Nowen. Can you believe that, Darren? Treasurer's Michael Nowen. You know?
He's also a commandant of some sort, isn't he?
He's command sergeant major. He's doing push-ups.
There you go.
So the Bernie game, Corpus Christi Flower Bluff, is still tied up at 35 as the punt's away.
Nice punt by Garzan, taking down McAtee down at about the 30-yard line, 28.
Excellent.
They'll have it first and 10.
Fredericksburg, oh my gosh. Y'all aren't going to believe this. In the fourth quarter, now mind you, Fredericksburg's down, way down.
Way down.
Salado is only up by 7 in the fourth quarter. It is 42-35. Salado over Fredericksburg. I don't know what time we've got left in the fourth quarter. The Davenport game is 60-28. That is not final yet. Taylor is knotted up with Gatesville, 27-27. Belleville stomps LaGrange 68-13. Of course, we know where Canyon Lake and Wimberley is. And
we got an offsides. There's Reiners again. He's not giving up. Him and 74 and 77 been going at it all night. That's Brock Williams and Romo. I'll tell you what, you're going to give the game player of the game to Reiners, and rightfully so. I'll tell you, man, you're right. He has not stopped all night. He is no quitting that boy.
Oh, we got another update. This is a big game. San Antonio Reagan beat Smithson Valley 17-16 in a shootout.
Well, it'll be 1st and 5 for the Texans here. Schmidt in there and still on his feet, taken down to the ground by Canyon Lake. And that's going to be number 10, and that's Anderson. I'm sorry. That was Anderson's old number. That's Caden Joyce. Wow, Rangers get beat out of the door. They're picked in the top 10 in their division.
That is a big game. And the apologies to the listeners, I guess. I learned from the Red River, whatever they're calling it game now, rivalry. You can't say shootout on national television, so my apologies. It's the Red River rivalry now is what they're calling it. It used to be.
Oh, he moved. That's going to be 5 yards on Wimberley.
Now, that is the Jimmy leg.
That's the Jimmy leg. You get a little Jimmy leg in you. You move, get upset, you get all worried.
You know, and it's that shift that Canyon Lake has up there on the front line. They do it often. They'll move basically 2 techniques over, you know, one way or the other. And, man, if you haven't watched it, it will give you the Jimmy leg.
Timeout has been called by Wimberley. Well, so let me go back just real quick. So it's the rivalry game. You're talking about the Red River
Texas OU.
Yeah, okay. So it's a different name.
They
I did not know that.
Yes, they have to call it the Red River rivalry.
I see.
You know, and I mean, you know, if anybody that's been to that game knows that if it's a 2:00 game, get anybody to say Red River rivalry.
Red River, yeah.
There's not a chance.
I can't do it.
They got a tongue the size of a 4-pound marshmallow.
Well, we got a lot of things going on. We've got a big schedule going on. Got a lot of giveaways. Chad's going to be with us, on the away games, and be glad to have him here, back up here. But we got a lot of kids. We have 4 new freshmen and 2 sophomores who are not even here tonight in the club, growing by leaps and bounds.
Growing.
Yeah, we got some new kids on the camera, trying to get them sort of broken in on what we want out of them. So, doing a good job, you know.
And we got 2 sponsors who stepped up. We got $1,000 donated to the Canyon Lake Broadcasting Student Fund.
Club. That's awesome.
Yeah, to the students, and they're going to put that to good use. I guarantee it. Knowing that when Evelyn Stevens comes back here, Schmidt gets it across the 40-yard line down to about the 43.
Tackle on the play by number 10.
That is Joyce.
Yep.
So that's going to be second down and maybe 6, we'll call it. But, yeah, Evelyn Stevens, they're going to find out, and they're going to be very happy. So thank you, Rodney Sells, Triple Peak Automotive once again, and I'll touch base with you. Many thanks. Inside to Schmidt again, and he is hit hard, knocked down at about the 46-yard line. They're just feeding Schmidt and number 9 on the stop, and there's your quarterback.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tristan Roberts.
That's Tristan Roberts. I'm telling you what,
Not
those two have been stalwarts. I love the edge play that Canyon Lake has had on this field tonight. I really have. You know, linebackers have done a pretty good job of pursuit and getting up into the football. There are so many good things you can take away from this if you're watching closely. We got linebackers Granger and Eli Hammonds is in right now.
We're in the fourth quarter, 6:45 to go. 1st and 10 Wimberley. And here comes a blitz. And Joyce again on the tackle on Schmidt. Helping him out is number 80, Reiners.
Imagine.
Caden Rodriguez, number 7, coming up to the strong safety position.
I would love to see the defensive stats on Reiners tonight.
Brings up second down and 6. Yeah,
there's going to be some helmet stickers.
There'll be some totaling up on Reiner's side, I promise you that, and Roberts as well. Well, we got 6 minutes to go here in the game, opening game of this season. Next week, again, we'll be on home turf as we take on the Battling Billies of Fredericksburg. Battling Billies of Fredericksburg, and they're one of the few teams that we've played since inception. The other person is Wimberley. So, and in comes the crashing into the middle. I cannot see who did that. That was number 3, and that's going to be number 33, Eli Hammonds,
it was,
the sophomore.
Both the linebackers coming up strong.
Max Granger, the senior.
Granger and Eli Hammonds doing a good job of getting penetration into the line. They got up the field fast, and, you know, we talk about it, flying up the field. You know, fly to the ball.
Loss of about a yard. We're going to call that third down in the long 6, maybe 7. McCreelis in the backfield, shotgun with him along with Schmidt. 5:23 and counting here in the game. Here comes a blitz from the outside, and they're going to force him out of the pocket. He's just got to get rid of it some way, and that was a screen that they were going to set up. But I'll tell you, they had people breathing down his neck. Number 20 on the right side playing the weak side, and that is Van Alstal, the kicker.
Yeah, everybody was running kind of a flood pattern. They were all going to one spot, and they got a little deep in the zone. And a rollout when you're trying to scramble it, you're throwing at their backs. It's hard to find an open receiver.
So they'll be punting second time, I think, in the night. Number 6 will be the punter for the Texans, Winston Burchell. Man back deep will be Carter Williams, number 4.
Nerves of steel back there. Carter Williams last year we saw, and he proved to be one of the best punt receivers we have watched. I mean, he just does a great job of catching the ball in traffic, and he's fearless.
He is. He's a good-sized boy. I was talking to him yesterday at school and had a little conversation with him, and I told him he had 3 interceptions. He's on the interception road to stardom if he can get a few more in Canyon Lake history lore. So I'll let him know the numbers on that and see what he can do this year. Well, at 5:05 here in the fourth quarter, we're going to have it 1st and 10 for Canyon Lake at about the 14, 13-yard line. And Canyon Lake's full squad is in. I don't see is any really replacements up there. We've got Hoppers in at quarterback, number 8. I don't know if Crowder had been shaken up on the play or they're just letting Hopper get some experience there.
Updated score on Bernie. Flower Bluff goes ahead 42-35 with 1:23 left to play. For Canyon Lake folks, that'd be kind of like a flashback to Lampasas.
Yeah. Cotrera comes in late. It's going to be up the middle and twisting and turning. Picking up a few yards is number 19, Abbott, the senior. He'll pick up about 2 or 3. Call it second down and 8. Yeah, Bernie Champion, they'll be coming to Canyon Lake as the 3rd game of the season. And they are a formidable foe. Lost by 4 points last year. Good game. We came back and almost pulled it out.
We did.
They are 5A Division II. I would suspect in February when the realignment occurs, they'll jump to 5A Division I.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting for Canyon Lake to see how that all switches around a little bit when that happens in February. But right now it's August, and we're playing. Who we're playing?
Yep, quarterback keep, and that's going to be Hopper. Hopper may pick up a yard. It's going to make up third down and long, about 6 yards. Parker Dawson on the stop. Next week we'll have a little bit better venue there, Mr. Darren. Be on the home turf, if you will, and
it will at least we know what we're dealing with in our environment, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It'll be familiar.
Yes.
I know where every hole is.
Yes, there's 3 under the linoleum.
And I also know where to stay away from the window.
Well, you know what? Hey, the window broke out.
I've seen it missing.
It is what it is, people. And that was going to be a third down. And it'll see close to the first down. Let's see where they marked the ball. Knifing through was Abbott, and he got the Canyon Lake first down. You look for small victories.
That was a good play. I mean,
Yeah.
it well executed play on Canyon Lake's side.
Yep.
Again, quick to the line.
Abbott again, twisting and turning. He'll pick up a couple. Let's see how far he got. 3.5 yards 3 times is what slots he's all about. Ball control. And I think he accomplished that goal on that run. But yeah, no, we'll be home tomorrow. Next week, Fredericksburg comes into town. Familiar team, familiar people. And currently hold the record over them by a couple of games over the term of the matches we had over the years. So they're looking to break open a win. Not doing too good tonight from what I understand from LJ and Chad.
Well, they were making they mounted a comeback.
Here's a shot in and out of side. Down the 40 he goes. It's across the 50, the 40. They're not going to catch him. Can he score? Caden Rodriguez. Touchdown Canyon Lake. No flags on the play. Canyon Lake gets on the board with 2:28 and avoids the shutout. Caden Rodriguez, the senior fullback. Holy Toledo.
You know, Caden Rodriguez has always shown up as a bright spot, and then he just does what he does. He gets through the line of scrimmage and turns on the jets and never slows down. Nobody catching him. Great job by Caden getting down the field. Points on the board, Canyon Lake.
Yep. Van Alstall, the kicker, number 20, he'll try to put the extra point across. There's a little banner we have Darren came up with. Caden Rodriguez, number 7. Courtesy of Darren Lesturgeon, the producer extraordinaire of Canyon Lake Broadcast.
Fumble snap.
Fumble snap.
And
Crowder tried to do something with it, but it was just a little too much. So the extra point is no good. Canyon Lake on the board with the touchdown of the season, avoiding the shutout. And I know that's got make a lot of people happy.
All right, Toledo has pulled ahead, now up by 10 versus Fredericksburg. It is 45-35. I don't know how much is left in the fourth quarter.
It's 2:28 here in this game, and it's 60-6 is the score so far. Canyon Lake will be kicking off. But yeah, folks, we'll be back here. Tune in next week. We'll have a lot of prizes and giveaways to do. Probably have a nice size audience since it's the first home game of the season. Be packed house. I'm sure it always is. Got a lot of things going on at Canyon Lake High School. The cross-country girls and boys are already running. Caden Patterson, she was a state qualifier back in the spring. She'll be going at it again. She's in cross-country this year.
Cadence has done well.
Yeah, she does well. Swimming team has brought home some gold medals as well as the water polo team, boys. And we have a new girls water polo team this year.
All right.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Have y'all ever watched that?
I have.
I'm telling you.
Never 4 years.
I mean,
Hey, if there's a pool and it's hot, I'm going to it.
I watched it last year. You know,
It was incredible.
I was going to try, as a Bishop Club president, I was going to try to see every sport that we played. And so I went and watched. And for the first 15 minutes or whatever their periods are,
Right.
it looked like watching the bottom of a minute bucket.
Yeah.
But after I figured it out, I got to say, that is a fun sport to watch.
It is. As Schracer gets the kickoff, and they're going to hold it right there at about the 15 for fair catch, and they'll bring it out to the 25. No, you're right. I watched a couple of games of the boys last year. We beat Smithson Valley, and we put a little ring in our ding there for a win. And the girls got out there, and I watched them. And let me tell you what, they can't touch. And they're just treading water.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Holy
these kids are
cow.
athletes, man.
Oh,
They are, the only way you're going to get me to tread water
Yeah.
longer than
I'm going to be in an
4
inner tube
minutes
down
is
the
with
river.
a noodle.
Yeah, I'm not into that treading water stuff. I'm more of the, wearing the life jacket upside down as a diaper and
I hate to
bobbing
say
like
this
a
about
buoy.
myself, but at my size, it's probably 2 noodles.
Yeah, it's amazing how long those kids can sit there and just kick their feet and keep themselves up in 8 feet of water.
And then bob up and be able to throw the ball like a missile.
Yeah. Here comes Schmidt again for the Texans. Schmidt getting his carries in, fighting his way, bouncing off people like a pinball.
Now, again, coming up from that strong safety spot, number 10.
2:14 to go in the game.
And does a really good job. That was a good tackle by Caden Joyce. He does a really good job of coming up strong, staying low.
Yeah, he did. He sure did. Big gain on the play. 2nd down and 3 as we get to the under 2-minute mark in the game here. McCrellis at the quarterback for the Texans. Back there with Schmidt. Getting some reps for their players. McCrellis rolls out, looks downfield, has a man, and it's going to be almost picked off right in the face of number 84. And he wanted that one back. That is none other than Quirino, Mr. Gonzalez.
Man, I tell you what, though, the pressure right there was what made that play. And
it's just a sick feeling. I've been there. My gosh, right in the hands. It's so easily picked off. You're just shocked by it.
Rand Allman was right in the backfield on that quarterback this end, doing a good job of getting pressure.
3rd down and 3. 1:40 to go in the game. Flag will be called. This will go against, I'm thinking, the Texans. I was looking at the man trying to come in a while just now. That's number 72, and I didn't see the call there. That is Waylon Shummer.
The umpire is walking off for the good guys.
So I'll back him up 5 yard. Be 3rd down and 8. Thank you for all the winners out there winning. Thank you all for playing. If you didn't win, play again. I know Cassie Parma will. That goes without saying. She's got a magic 8 ball or something. She's always winning.
I don't know how people dial that fast.
I still hadn't figured it out.
I really don't.
I don't want to touch my phone on my break. 3rd down as McCrellis rolls out to the right side. Little dink and dunk pass, as LJ says. It's going to be short of the 1st down. Bring up 4th down at about 1. But no, our sponsors out there, we thank y'all for offering what you guys offer. Become mainstay of the community. People, I'm telling you, these 4 guys here in the booth will tell you, you go across town and everybody's wanting to give away and win something. It's because of our sponsors, the homegrown people in Canyon Lake. People like you and I, well, maybe not like me and LJ, but maybe like Darren and Chad, just trying to get by in life and with the business, And
shop local.
Yeah,
shop local. It's just that easy. Shop local. These kids are, these are businesses that are supporting our kids. Get out there and support them.
Yep. 4th down and 1. They're going to go for it. 35 seconds to go in the game. Maybe they'll try to pull him off sides. No, they're going to put Schmidt up in there, and he's going to get the 1st down and a little more. Still on his feet. Crosses midfield. It's going to be a foot race. Shedding tacklers, and I'm telling you, finally bringing him down. Number 22 saving the touchdown play, and that is Duncan Kelly. Duncan Kelly didn't play last year. The year before last, came back his senior year and proved his worth right there, stopping a, for sure, touchdown saving tackle. 8 seconds and counting, so they're just going to let this one bleed off, and that's going to be the final score. Well, the Battle of the Backbone's over. The trophy will stay with Wimberley. Your final score is Wimberley 60, Canyon Lake 6. And we'll move on to week 2. You'll be contacted with your gifts if you are winners. We thank everybody to watching. Thank you to the Canyon Lake Broadcasting Club as well. Any final thoughts going away, gentlemen?
It's kind of what I've been talking about all night, and that is, you win some, you learn some, and Canyon Lake has found themselves in a position where they're going to really get to learn a lot in the next few weeks. And they now know what the coaches mean when they tell them about technique. This is how you got to play it. If you don't, something's going to happen. So I think this is an opportunity really for Canyon Lake to grow. And I think, given the qualities of kids, especially when you see late in the game, they're still playing their guts out.
They are.
You know that good things are going to happen to kids that stay in it and play with a lot of heart.
They are. Good takeaway, LJ. Darren?
Just good to be back on Friday Night Lights.
But just not here.
It's never a bad night when you're sitting around watching some high school football. So good to be back in the throes of things. And we appreciate everybody out there watching, and going to our sponsors, that sort of thing. That keeps us on the air. We appreciate it, and we're always trying to do something a little bit better. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But we're sure glad you're out there watching.
Yeah, absolutely. We thank our sponsors. Thank you, Rodney Sells and Michelle and Danny Valenzuela, for making a contribution to the Cane Lake Broadcasting Club Student Fund of $500 each. We thank you so much, and I'm astounded by it. It's never happened before in the 8 years we've been on. This is our 8th year, Darren Brown.
It is.
Yeah,
Shocking.
And then they say it wouldn't last.
Yep.
Well, we got LJ, and then we recruited Chad.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
Yeah, this is my 5th year in the booth.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hey,
I was radio, and then I moved over to our broadcasting.
Have you
prowess.
really? I thought just 4. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm glad you're here.
I'm not arguing with him.
Yeah,
he knows.
Well, we got some stuff we'll talk about next week. And for Darren, Chad, and LJ, it's Corey Martelli for Cane Lake Broadcasting and the Cane Lake Broadcasting Club. We thank y'all for joining us tonight. We'll see y'all next week. Kickoff time is at 7:30 against Fredericksburg. Pregame will be at 6:30. Good night and God bless. Look out! He's got it! LaValle! Touchdown, Canyon Lake! Holy cow!
Winters fakes, pumps up, and good.
And Anderson gets in on the belly, Pete Rose style. Dad, have you been any prouder?
Shot off. There's Pena on a one-timer.
Oh! Back to Bowers to Valtera. He'll launch a 3 at the buzzer. He got it! Oh, my God! Keep on going. That one is belted deep to left and way gone.
Here comes Coburn for 3. Nothing but net.
There goes Bates. Touchdown! Touchdown!